o'clock Pacific. You'll need the DAZN app to see that. Of course, Iriarte is going to open it up. Here on the Golden Boy YouTube portion is where we're going to see tomorrow's stars today, as I like to say, these young prospects that are all about showing up. And, of course, the young prospects want to be where Arnold Barboza and Kenneth Sims Jr. at. They want to be where Oscar Collazo for the WBA, WBO super minimum weight titles. The welterweights, and Alexis Rocha, Jojo Diaz, Gabriela Fundora, oh my goodness, IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO flyweight titles on the line. And Joel Iriarte against Rocky Mirtho, a good challenge. What you're going to see here on YouTube is going to be Grant Flores, his ninth prospect, who's 12-0 against the veteran Rashid Stevens. Caden Griffiths, up and coming 19-year-old from Coachella, 7-0, 6 KOs. Some of those KOs go viral. Fabian Guzman from right down the street in Santana in the middleweight division against Julian Delgado. Junebug Garcia from Colorado is our second bout. And the first one that we're going to see here, Leo Bazooka Sanchez, trained by Joel Diaz. He gets the veteran Cesar Juarez, who has 50 fights and is always a tough out. Now, these fighters, when you look at them, you want to be happy that you have a fight. I know, right? You want to be busy. But when you're fighting on the early portion, Sam fans might say, man, it's too early. Nobody's in the building. But you've been there, done that. You have to get through these shows to get to the big stages. What's some of the best advice you have for a young fighter who's fighting early in the afternoon?
I think it's just to stay focused, dedicated, keep training hard. You know that there's a process in this boxing world, and you just got to keep focused and train hard, and just keep the other fights, to keep that motivation going. And the time will come, as long as you put in the work.
Like it's the fans that really make too big of a deal about that, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't even notice what's going on, do you?
No, not really. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as sparring. It's a little empty in a big arena, big space, but it's a little bit more.
The energy is there.
Yeah, more energy there. Yes, it's the pressure that they put on yourself. We know it's you just gotta keep working on it.
And it used to be early on fights would never get shown. Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya has made a point to broadcast these YouTube portions because they want to give the fans an opportunity to see it because in the afternoon. So there's people watching. They might not be in the building yet, but there's people watching. And what's the line? It's not if you win, it's how you win.
How you win. Exactly. Right? Yes.
So it's about putting on a show, and I'm pretty sure Monchis, your trainer, will tell you, go put on that damn show.
Yeah, it's always important to put on a show for the people, and then that's when they start coming out and supporting you. You have to. When the important fights are that you show your style how it is, and people come out and support you in the beginning.
Yeah, we went back to the locker room, talked to the fighters, introduced ourselves to them. We know some of them, and you get to see them. But some of these youngsters, who are the ones that you're looking at it, you're like, I really want to see him. Is it Caden? Is it Grant?
Yeah, Caden is really good. Griffin's a really good fighter. Fabian is another great fighter. Yeah. He has a great opponent today. Yeah. It's going to be an exciting fight. But everybody in the prelims, they're amazing fighters. They put on a show for everybody, and I'm just really excited. Yeah,
also, Junebug Garcia out of Denver, Colorado. He has a huge following. His fans line up on the YouTube, and they're chatting away on the chat right away, getting after it. And Bazooka Sanchez doesn't talk much, but he's our first fight. That kid has some pop. He's got 7 KOs.
Yeah, he's an amazing fighter as well. He's gonna put on a show for sure for the people, and you just tune in for sure.
All right, our main event, of course, later on tonight on DAZN, Arnold Barboza Jr., Kenneth Sims Jr., both of them, a lot of respect between the two. You don't need the trash talk. You don't need to hype this one up more than it already is. They know what it's all about. Boss man out of Chicago coming off a loss to Oscar Duarte. Arnold Barboza coming off a loss in the last one. You've been there when you suffered the L, right? I think, of course, the fans make a bigger deal about the L. But for a fighter's coming back after a loss, sometimes you get a soft touch. Not this time. Barboza's getting Sims. Sims getting Barboza. That is a tough fight for both of these guys.
Yeah.
What do you see how this one's going to be?
No, I think it's going to be an amazing fight. Both of them coming off a loss. There's that extra motivation, that extra push. The extra pressure to prove why they deserve to be on the top. And I expect a good technical fight between both of them, and it's gonna be a good fight to watch.
credit to Sims. Last fight was in Chicago, and now he's coming to Orange County. And La Puente and El Monte, where Arnold Barboza is from, is not too far. They're all coming out strong. Yeah. And Sims knows they quiet them down. That's going to be a really fun fight. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then also the smaller divisions. And, people will say, 112, you guys don't have the power. How many knockouts you got?
I got 18 knockouts.
Okay, you got power,
yeah.
right? Collazo, 105 pounds, one of the fastest champions ever, 13-0, 11 KOs from Puerto Rico. He's got the whole island behind him.
Yeah.
You can speak about this because when you go to Japan, the lighter weight classes, they love you out there. You guys are rock stars. I mean, look at Inoue, look at Nakatani, where they're going to be fighting pretty soon. But even 105 pounds, 108, 112, wherever it be, what is it about you guys that are so special?
I think it's the punch output that we put. We're not looking for that one punch knockout. We're looking for combinations, action, throwing a lot of punches, put punishment on our fighters, and I think that's what separates us from the upper weight classes, is that we throw a lot of punches, and it's always action.
Especially with Oscar Collazo out of Puerto Rico, Villalba, he's got the whole island behind him. So as a broadcaster, you prepare, you do notes and stuff like that. You got to know what's going on because usually the heavyweights, one or two punches here or there.
Yeah.
But the lighter divisions, you guys do not stop throwing. The copy box numbers are always out of control. You look at the Collazo right there.
Yeah.
This is a guy, you're looking at him, I know you love watching his style.
Yeah, he's like I said, we throw a lot of punches. Combinations go in, and we just put in a show for everybody. That's what people want to see is full action. Punches thrown, and that's what you're going to get from Collazo as well.
And you want to see knockouts. He's taking on El Chiquito Jesus Haro from Merced, California. Collazo, of course, co-promotion with Miguel Cotto Promotions. Cotto, the Hall of Famer, has been attended here in Anaheim this week. Also, you're going to see Alexis Rocha and Jojo Diaz. Now, this is the ones where you come up together in the amateurs. You've done this, right? You turn pro as a teenager instead of going to the Olympic trials. But you see guys in the amateurs, and you're like, oh, I know him. You become friends with them, cordial with them. And also like, hey, you want to fight him? Yeah, it's business. And that's exactly what happened with Rocha and Jojo Diaz, man. It's business just for these two.
Yeah, of course. Rocha and Jojo know each other since the amateurs. I think that's going to be maybe fight of the night.
Really?
I think so. Jojo comes out of fight.
Rocha
comes out of fight. They both throw a lot of punches, and it's going to be whoever wins the middle of the ring.
Yeah. So Jojo Diaz moving up in weight. Jojo, look, it's no secret of his troubles outside of the ring. He talked about it himself. He said he was living that rock star lifestyle, partying and drinking, but now he's all clean. And he said he's decided to leave Texas where he was at to train with Freddie Roach, and he feels a different kind of motivation, jumping the opportunity to go up in weight at 147. He's a smaller fighter for sure, and Alexis always fought at 147 his entire career. But Lex also coming off an injury to his bicep, and then his last fight was unable to make the weight for the Curiel fight because his body shut down, made weight easy yesterday. He's a pro, but the inactivity for Lex has been more than a year than we've seen him. That has to be right there, my arm. You see that right there? Broadcasting right there. When you're doing broadcast, you gotta boom. You gotta get the arm out ready. It's like you're slipping punches, right? You got slipping punches. You see that? I saw my stage manager right there. All right, so you gotta be ready on the broadcast. This is live right here. This is live. But the weigh-in yesterday was pretty cool because it was a jam-packed room at the hotel. There you see JoJo looking good. Alexis ripped. Alexis came in strong. But the inactivity that a fighter might have for more than a year because of injuries, does that affect you, or is that just media talking about it too much?
I think it's in the fighter's head. I've been hurt before, and been out for the ring for a while. Well, actually, when the whole COVID thing was out, what happened? I was out for a year and a half. But I maintained training in the gym, always focused, kept sparring. And I think that's what kept me fresh and solid when I was fighting. So I think it's mind and games from when people say that it's our ring rust.
We're here just trying to make sure nobody walks in front of El Campeón, Ricardo Sandoval. So we're just putting bodies out here, we're putting arms out here, because everybody wants to get in front of you, Sandoval. They see you making your TV debut, so they want to get in front and try to they want to steal your shine here, man. Can't have that. It's live right here. We're taking care of you right now. So 10 fights total coming your way here. 5 on the Golden Boy YouTube portion. But opening up the broadcast will be Joel Iriarte. He comes out of Bakersfield, California, 9-0, 8 KOs, stepping up in competition. And same thing with you. As you're moving and you're progressing, you get the competition. This is what young fighters can do. You have to ask for better competition, and that's what Iarte is doing. That I like his attitude.
Yeah, I think that he wants to step up competition to, step up his rankings as well. He wants to fight for the world title as soon as possible, and I think that's good for him. That he wants better competition.
And then also, do not miss Gabriela Fundora. Look at, I need the bout sheet here to read all this. IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO flyweight titles for Fundora. A fighting family. Her dad's a trainer. The brother Sebastian, of course, always in her corner. But when she walks around, like, she's got to have all the rings, all the belts, and then she has rings and a bracelet. Like, that girl is full of gold. But Sweet Poison, she's vicious in the ring.
Yeah.
You cannot sleep on her. I mean, I know you've seen her fight. You're like, oh my goodness, where's this attitude come from with her?
Yeah, she's an amazing fighter. She uses her power, her length, everything to her advantage, and she's just an amazing fighter. It's a dream that one day, to have all those belts just like her, and just push. And she's also a really exciting fighter as well, and really excited to see her fight today.
All right, so 10 fights total here in Anaheim at the Honda Center, home of the Ducks. You ever been to a hockey game?
I have.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have been to a hockey game,
all right,
yes.
Well, you see some fights in the hockey game. Tonight we're going to see some fights on top of the ring right now. Ricardo Niño Sandoval, Beto Duran with you. Make sure you join us. Follow the Golden Boy social media accounts for great behind-the-scenes coverage. Our guy Larry, Albert, Chris, they do a great job getting you videos. They've done it at your house, right? They've done the Camp House videos. They've done a train with you, stuff like that.
Yeah, they've been to the Camp House. They've done at my dad's tire shop, at the Quality Tire Shop. They've done videos there, and it's an amazing experience to show a little bit about my inside of my life and how I grew up.
So make sure you like and subscribe to the Golden Boy YouTube page. Follow the social media accounts for great behind-the-scenes coverage today. 5 fights coming your way here on YouTube. It's going to be a great afternoon of boxing at 5 o'clock live on DAZN is when you're going to see Joel Iriarte, of course, the main event. Arnold Barboza taking on Kenneth Sims Jr. So Chicago stand-up, Southside to be exact. So that'll be later on. But right now, 5 your way right here on YouTube. So great afternoon of boxing coming your way. And so, Niño, you ready? You ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm excited.
This is the hardest part right here when you're standing up and talking. Now we get to talk about boxing. Now you get to see what's in there. But tonight, you said JoJo and Alexis might steal the show? Yeah,
I think so. It's like I said, they both come out to fight. They're going to bang in the middle of the ring. That's how I think. And just expect fireworks for that fight for sure.
And Sims, his style, Barboza's style, they may not mesh, but their attitudes of 147-pound division, they need a win because that division, you can definitely get yourself in a championship mix.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be, I think that's going to be another big, amazing fight in between both of them. They both got to prove why they deserve to be in the top and deserve another world title shot. Especially for Barboza.
All right, sorry about that. That's me messing up. It's called stepping on your talent. Don't do that. We're ready to go. Niño Sandoval, the champ, is here, and our ring announcer, Mark Fratto, is ready to bring out our first fight right now. Mark Fratto, take it away.
Good evening, fight fans. Welcome to Anaheim, and let's welcome our first 2 fighters into the ring. Making his way to the blue corner from Mexico City, Mexico. Please welcome Cesar Corazon Juarez.
So this is for me.
First bout of the night, walking out. That is Cesar Juarez, Mexico City, a veteran of 50 fights. You look at his box rate, he's gone through everybody. He's a tough out. 34-year-old. Made his pro debut in 2010.
Now, please welcome his undefeated opponent as he makes his way to the red corner from Cathedral City, California, Leo Bazooka Sanchez.
Nine and 0, 7 stoppages for Leo Sanchez. This young man is very, very talented. There's his grandfather to his left shoulder, the man who gave him the nickname Bazooka. Said because his punches in the gym sounded like somebody was launching a bazooka. Why are you El Niño?
So they call me El Niño because there was a family of 3, my uncles and my family, and my mom and dad and 2 of my uncles' family. They had a girl, and then the other family, my other uncle had a girl, and then my mom and dad they had me a boy. So I was the only boy there, and so the way to get my attention is they'll call me El Niño.
Mexicans will give you the craziest nickname, huh?
Yeah.
No matter what.
So it just it took off, and then ever since I started growing up, it just kept calling me El Niño, and just that's how it became.
All right, Prado.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our opening contest this evening scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Miguel Cotto Promotions. And presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline, Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The bouts this evening are sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Peter Villegas, the executive officer, Andy Foster, your doctors at ringside, Paul Wallace, M.D., Tariq Khan, M.D., Trushang Lu, M.D., and Robert Ruelas, M.D. The timers this evening, the venerable Keenan Wright and the world-famous Larona Ganaway. The judges scoring this contest, Rogelio Chapa, Pam Hayashida, and Giovanni Varela. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Ivan Guillermo. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even 132 pounds. His veteran professional record consists of 31 victories, 19 defeats, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears silver with green and hails from Mexico City, Mexico. Please welcome for his 51st career professional contest, Cesar Corazon Juarez. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 130 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 9 bouts, 9 victories, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with red and hails from Cathedral City, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Leo Bazooka Sanchez.
César, los dos recibieron sus instrucciones en sus cuartos. Tenemos 6 rounds. Tengamos una pelea limpia. Te voy a dejar trabajar hasta acá y te voy a dejar trabajar hasta acá. ¿Okay? Suerte.
Ivan Guillermo, the third man in the ring. Rogelio Chapa, Giovanni Varela, and Pam Hayashida are judges. This one is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Bazooka Sanchez, 9-0, 7 KOs, a lefty, training with Joel Diaz, and the great work that he gets over there. His cousin Tito Sanchez, Bazooka in the red and black, and he will attack the body immediately. That's his game plan always. And you can hear the thudding punches right away, Ricardo Sandoval.
Yeah, this is, I like when fighters go to the body. You know, they break them down. See right there, another body shot, you know, that what that does is in the later rounds, they'll notice the effect.
Digging body shots. And when you're training at Joel Diaz camp with brother Tonio Diaz, so many great fighters that are in there. You'll have the Uzbeks. You'll have the prospects that we're going to see, like Katie Griffiths and Graham Flores, and Joel Antonio, fighters back in their day, along with their brother Antonio, Joel Diaz. Their discipline is different. You see this from Bazooka right away, attacking. Oh, good hook, wobbled him. And Bazooka launching power here in the first round. Has an opponent on the ropes. Juarez in danger. Juarez trying to survive now. And he's trying to hold on halfway through the opening round.
That was a beautiful overhand left.
Juarez has not recovered. I mean, he's a veteran, but he's taking some punishment here. The 34-year-old from Mexico City getting tagged upstairs. Another big body shot. Hook from Bazooka. And he's living up to the nickname, just pounding his opponent. Juarez still wobbling. High guard.
Whoa, what a body shot.
Yeah, you heard that, huh? Oh, another right hand from Bazooka. And against the ropes again is Juarez. He is surviving on heart right now because he is taking a beating in the opening round. Sitting down on his punches, Bazooka.
There you go, just keep touching. Keep touching.
Excellent opening round for Leo Sanchez. Another big shot upstairs. Man, Juarez is taking a beating in the corner. That is a lot of punishment. Final seconds of the opening round, but Juarez will not go down. This man is tough, and Leo Sanchez dominating here in the opening round.
What a
wow!
Round. What a round to open. Man, he hit him with the beautiful overhand left. He got him hurt, and he just went in attack mode. And the one thing I like about Leo was that he never forgot the body work, and he just kept working.
Let's look at the replays from that opening domination round from Leo Sanchez. Ricardo Sandoval.
Now you can see that he's measuring with the jab. Body shot rips the body, and beautiful. Right there, just measuring, boom, right there. What a beautiful left hand. And he just kept the pressure composed, and he kept working the body. That's one thing that's really important that I like from Leo.
Cesar Juarez is a tough man. His last fight, last year, he went the distance with an undefeated fighter. And then earlier in the year, he got stopped in the 7th round against Charlie Sheehy. But right now, Leo Sanchez dominated. You said it, right back to the body.
Right back to the body, yeah.
You have an older fighter who's worn, battles are showing, and the dig into the body is going to take a toll.
That's what you got to do with veterans fighters. You got to dig to the body, bring them down little by little, because they have a lot of wear and tear to their head, so they know how to take the punches on top.
Yeah. Juarez came in at 132 yesterday. So he had to lose a couple pounds in it, so that's going to take a toll. Then you're digging to the body, the rib cage, or that hook upstairs too. Uppercut now from Leo Sanchez. There's a good fan base here in the black and red shirt. Okay, when you're fighting somebody like this, Ricardo, that can take your shots, that is absorbing it but won't go down, what's the game plan?
Just keep composed. Be patient. The most important thing is to be patient. Don't overdo it. He got 6 rounds to do it to take him out of there. If not, then he did the best that he can, and as long as he does, he feels good with the work he did.
You know, Juarez, there's a reason they brought him up for Leo Sanchez, because he knows how to survive, knows how to battle. He's had Angelo Leo hit fought him, Carlos Castro, TJ Doheny, Brian Chevalier over the years. So he's a journeyman, but he's a tough one. Man, here ringside, the thudding shots from Leo Sanchez using those rival gloves. But he's going one punch at a time, huh?
Yeah, he's throwing one by one. You know, you got putting the combinations in. You know, the punches that he doesn't, the opponent doesn't see is the one that's gonna get him hurt. So you got to put them together.
Because Juarez is showing that he can absorb a shot, but it's the combos you want to see.
Yes, you know, maybe a touch, 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 and then rip.
Now, Juarez gets in a shot of his own.
Yeah.
Oh, big right hand, dropped him. Holy smokes, Leo Bazooka Sanchez. Juarez here in the second.
What a beautiful shot right there.
And the corner has stopped it. The corner has decided to protect their fighter, and it's over in the second round. Leo Sanchez now 10-0, 8 KOs. That's impressive.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was a right hook, right?
I believe so. We're going to get you the replay to show you what happened. And here's a quick replay. 2:46 of the second round. What do you see here?
Hey, oh, yeah, that's nice. That was a right through the top of his punch. You know, threw a right hook, hit right in the chin.
Man, jumped right on it. You caught it. You know, it was that right hook. And there's Leo Sanchez. Mouthpiece still in. No emotion. Just like, yeah, that's business.
Yeah, that's what he knew that's what he had to do. Take him out of there and just show that he's in a different level.
Cesar Juarez, his corner stopped it. Juarez stood up and lifted his corner with his hand. Like, why? Protect your fighter.
Yes, yeah, he was taking a lot of punishments since the first round. You know, I think it's always to know when to stop the fight, and I think the corner did a good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Ivan Guillermo, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 2 minutes 46 seconds, and the second round, your winner by knockout and still undefeated from Cathedral City, California, Leo Bazooka Sanchez.
Impressive work. 2:46 of the second round. And there you see his grandfather, Adam Carrera, Joel Diaz, and Cathedral City's own is now 10-0. Mike Miller, his advisor. And there he's taking the Golden Boy social media selfie. That's Christina Ramirez, who runs the Golden Boy social media account. Does a great job with it. And you'll see this posted in a bit. Make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts for great behind-the-scenes coverage. You've taken a couple of those selfies, right?
Yeah, I took it one, and then the most important one, when I won my world titles. You know, that's, you know, it was an amazing feeling when I did that selfie recording.
Respect between the two fighters, and I mean, Juarez is tough. He'll get stopped, but later in the rounds, he doesn't get blasted out like that. That was impressive. Coming up next, more fights. We got 4 more here on the Golden Boy YouTube page, and at 5 o'clock, you'll need DAZN. Of course, the main event tonight, Arnold Barboza Jr., Kenneth Sims Jr. Beth Duran, Ricardo Sandoval with you in Anaheim at the Honda Center. Golden Boy Promotions.
Before I ever held a world title, my dad held the mitts in the gym. My father didn't just train me, he built me. Not with shortcuts, not with hype, with discipline. And long before the lights, before the belt, before anyone called me undisputed, there were early mornings when nobody was watching. There were rounds where my arms burned and my legs felt heavy, and my dad would say, "One more." He taught me that talent means nothing without work, that confidence comes from preparation, that champions are made in the quiet. There were no excuses in our house. If I wanted to be great, I had to live like it. In how I trained, how I rested, how I thought. Discipline wasn't punishment. It was love. It was belief. It was him showing me he knew I could be more. Every jab I throw carries his lesson. Every round I win is built on his standards. To every little girl watching, greatness isn't given, it's earned. Listen to the people who push you. Embrace the hard days. Respect the process. Because becoming the best in the world doesn't start on fight night. It starts at home.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate is the first rule.
You do not pay per view.
You do not pay per view.
Do not pay per view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule of DAZN Ultimate. Second rule, you don't pay per view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year at no extra cost. You do not pay per view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Every fighter here is going to fight as hard as he can.
Arnold Barboza Jr.
My people are here from LA, baby. It's a dream come true, and I've been training hard. Like I've been working towards this. I earned it, not give it to them.
I'm knocking people out. I'm making people see me.
Most people that go up there, they come back different.
Excuse me?
Let's go! Let's go! The enemy is on the move! Let's go! Move! Get up that wall! The enemy's on the other side! You're not getting out of this nightmare until it's perfect! Perfect! You're never getting out of here! You're gonna be stuck in this nightmare!
And when the man waves tail to the cheek, and point the cannon at you, no, it ain't me.
Say it was the right time to walk away, but dreaming takes you nowhere. It's time to play. Bodies get up.
No pain. No pain.
I'm always going to be your coach, no matter what.
No matter what?
No matter what.
Gabi, get up. Today's can be a very hard day. Come on, let's go. Vámonos.
Go ahead. Make my day.
The Fedora family does not mess around. Back here ringside, Beto Duran alongside El Nino, the champion, Ricardo Sandoval. 4 more fights coming your way. Great job by our video department. The editor right there. Get you a little fired up. Want to join boot camp with Fundora?
Yeah. See, I was looking at Fundora's camp, and that looks fun. You know, it's something that I always wanted to do, like the Spartans. Like the Spartan racing was something like that similar. So, you know, it looked fun, and hopefully one day I get to try the workout with Fundora.
Oh, it's intense. You know, she runs in combat boots. She really does. You'll see Gabriela Fundora later on tonight on the DAZN portion of the broadcast. Of course, the main event, Arnold Barboza Jr. against Kenneth Sims. Now, both of them coming off of losses, but Kenneth Sims had a tough battle against Oscar Duarte in his hometown Chicago, where he lost that one. It was a good back-and-forth matchup. But Sims, Ricardo, he's a fighter that people know, but could tonight be the opportunity for him to break out? You know what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's going to be an amazing fight. You know, both of them coming off a loss and proving that why they deserve to be on the top. You know, so expect fireworks, and it's going to be a good one to watch.
Of course, the name out there that Golden Boy has at 147, Ryan Garcia, right? That's could possibly the winner of this get Ryan. Maybe would you want to see that?
Yeah, it'll be an amazing Golden Boy card. You know, Golden Boy could put that easily. You know, the winner could face Ryan Garcia, you know, for the WBC World Title, and it'll be a huge opportunity, and it'll be an amazing fight as well.
Yeah, congratulations to Ryan Garcia, who put on a heck of a show against Barrios in Las Vegas. Total domination by Ryan. Of course, now that you have the belt, everybody's always wanted to fight Ryan, but now, especially with the belt on the line. Our Golden Boy cameras caught up with a fighter for the main event tonight. A great feature that we call Camp House. Let's check it out.
Inside the ropes. No reputation strong enough to bend the truth once the bell rings. Only skill. Only will. Only the quiet mathematics of violence. The craft demands patience, precision, a mind capable of solving problems in the middle of chaos. And the pursuit demands something even rarer.
Barboza smelling blood right now. I mean, he has a big head, bro. I gotta hit that big old head for 12 rounds, bro. It's a big old melon. Oh, Arnold gonna get fucked up. He think he got skills, but he don't.
Two distinct philosophies of the sport. One built on calculated discipline, the other forged through relentless persistence. But the ring is indifferent to narrative. It does not recognize momentum. It does not remember past performances.
Who the hell knows Kenneth Sims back then? Where was Sims gonna get us to?
He ain't coming to lose, so fuck them. We fucking him up.
12 rounds beneath unforgiving lights, where calculation meets resistance.
Hope you're ready, because I know I am. You've been trying to downplay me, but you can't get away. I'm on you.
Because in boxing, truth is never debated. It is demonstrated. This is Camp House. High above the noise of the fight world, in the quiet mountains of Big Bear, preparation becomes something more than routine. It's here that Arnold Barboza Jr. continues his pursuit of greatness, refining his craft far from the spotlight, where every mile, every round, and every breath carries purpose.
Sims was brought up at top rank, you know, when, you know, I was high in the ranks already in the WBO. I was like number 1, number 2. And I was trying to chase, you know, Ramirez. I was trying to chase Catterall. And to be honest, you know, I'm not taking anything away from Sims. I think he's a tremendous fighter. I think he's a good, really, really good fighter. But it just didn't make sense for me at the time. Is he's saying that I ducked him and I'm scared, and that's all. That's the past, and that's all irrelevant. At the end of the day, we have a day. It's March 14th, and we'll see what happens.
When his name was called out, the focus was already set on something greater. A showdown with former world champion Jose Ramirez. A victory that would place Barboza firmly among the elite.
That's his best punch, man. I love Barboza's sneaky uppercuts of left or right, and then he goes right back to that stick, popping him.
A title opportunity against Jack Catterall, where the odds, the crowd, and the moment all stand on the other side of the ring.
I have to say, the sharpness of hand has not left Barboza Jr.
It belongs to the fighter willing to walk into another man's house, silence the crowd, and take the belt back home. While one fighter prepares in the quiet mountains, another sharpens his craft in the heart of the fight capital. This is where Kenneth Sims Jr. continues his pursuit. A fighter who has built his career on persistence, refusing to be overlooked, refusing to be left out of the conversation.
Arnold, whip your ass.
There's been like years on years where I've been offered to fight him since he was with Top Rank, and after I fought Elvis Rodriguez, that was the fight they offered me to fight him in 2021. He said no, so I don't ever get too excited about his name until now, until it's official. Because I've heard his name over and over again, and it never led to nothing, or he just said no. So I think I'll have options because this fight is at 147. It wasn't my call to make it at 147, so I'm still comfortable making 140, which is where I've been campaigning. But I've been campaigning at 140 and 147 for like over the past, I don't know, 5-6 years. So I'm comfortable at either one, and it's just I just want to make a statement that I'm ready and for the biggest fights at 147 or 140. Him saying I'm not a big name, I don't really take that personal, just because I mean I think it make him seem a little delusional of where he thinks his name is. You gotta do something to me for me to take it personal.
But we ain't coming to lose, so fuck them. We fucking them up. Fuck. Period.
When Sims Jr. signed with Golden Boy, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. He showcased the depth of his craft, simply proving that he belongs among the division's most dangerous contenders.
Sims Jr.
Then, the moment arrived in the city that raised him, Chicago. A defining contest against the relentless Oscar Duarte. A formidable challenge unfolding before the hometown crowd that had supported Sims since the beginning. 12 demanding rounds, fought at a relentless pace.
And that's the thing about Sims. He's monster off him. He can't just big right hand for Duarte. That might have buzzed him.
I thought I pulled the fight off. I watched it back a couple times now. It's a close fight. Like, if anybody, you can look it up. I've never said I got robbed because it was a close fight and I didn't dominate the fight.
Yet on that night, the judges rendered a decision that went the other way.
De Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, Oscar Migraña Duarte.
My main motivation is my family. Like, my two kids and their mom, and my parents, they put everything into me. Like my parents been putting everything into me since I was a kid. Like they like my dad said, he said he expect this from me. Like this is what he expect from me. Like I put the work in. I've been putting the work in since I was a kid. So I expect to be here. Like I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And every interview I always say, like my career is important, winning is important, and being the best I can be is important. But I want to inspire like kids because the main thing I can say is Derrick Rose did that for people like my age. Like we were able to watch Derrick Rose and be like, yo, he's from where I'm from or close to it, and look at him. That's how I want to be. I want people to look at me and be like, yo, Kenny, look where Kenny at and where he from. We could do that.
Yeah, man, my last fight with Teofimo, we came up short. My first loss. Honestly, like I was, prepared. I thought I was prepared to, to be like, okay, I might lose one day. Like when you fight, like when fighters fight the best, like there's gonna be a winner, there's gonna be a loser. It could be you because Teofimo was an amazing fighter. Those 3 fights that I took back to back to back. There were 3 of the top 5 guys in my division. So I knew, there's a good chance you could lose to any of those guys. They're all elite fighters. Came up short in the 3rd one. It was definitely, I didn't think that it would hit me as hard as it did. I kind of distracted myself with family a lot, and I kind of didn't want to step back into the gym for a minute, so I finally did, and and I learned a lot from that loss, man. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people, and it's time to move forward. You got a new team. We got a fresh start. Yeah, this is my first fight, at the 147-pound division. I just, it was a team decision, but my father thought it was time. I feel like I'm gonna show my full potential at 47. So we're very excited, man. We look to be stronger, faster, and not losing those 7 pounds is gonna be nice.
The loss didn't take the ambition away. If anything, it clarified it. What defines him is what drives him to keep going. And
what motivates me is is the youth. I like to You know, I want to, you know, inspire the next generation of fighters or the youth in general, you know. So, you know, I know that we did something pretty cool for this fight. You know, there's about three gyms in the city of El Monte and South El Monte. And, you know, the money that I was supposed to get for, like, per diems and hotel rooms and all this stuff, I converted that money for tickets for the kids. You know, we have about 80 kids going. And the cool thing is that they're all boxers, you know, they're all boxers from the gym. So that's like an inspiration, you know, and I did a run with them before camp with the kids. And it's crazy because, you know, that lit a fire in me, you know, like I think the kids seen it as like, oh, you know, he's motivating me, you know, like if I'm their motivation. But little do they know that they motivated me, bro. Like they really did. Like, before I came up to Big Bear, I did that run with the man, and it just reminded me of me when I was a kid, when I was running with pros like John Molina, you know, and stuff like that. And I had the vision, the dream, you know, and man, that was a surreal moment for me, man. Like, I don't think they understand how big it was for me, you know. So I wanted to thank them, you know, and I wanted to get them to a fight, you know, and in my fight especially, you know, so I'm going to make sure that we put on a great show for them. At the end of the day, is what we do it for. It's about, you know, your family. It's about, you know, about kids and the youth and the next generation, man. Just show them right.
The reasons that drive a fighter are rarely visible. They exist far from the arena, in families, in communities, in the quiet sacrifices made long before the lights ever come on. And when fighters carry that kind of purpose into the ring, the contest becomes something greater than records or rankings. It becomes a confrontation of preparation, of character, of resolve. Two fighters, each driven by something that extends beyond themselves.
If I didn't take this fight, no one would be talking about a Sims.
Hey Arnold, now you gotta fight me, so be ready, because March 14th, there's no more running.
Because when ambition, discipline, and opportunity converge under the lights, the result is rarely ordinary.
Fight fans, please welcome, as he makes his way to the blue corner, from Rosario, Argentina, Blas Ezequiel Caro.
Veteran fighter 21 from Rosario, Argentina, Blas Caro. Been around the block for a little bit, fought in the United States. And you'll like this one, Nino Sandoval. I met this dude back in 2023 when he fought at the Doubletree Hotel, the promotion of the late Mr. Ken Thompson. You know, see, if you fight there, you know you're a tough dude.
Yeah, Thompson fights are really good. You know, they're always putting on tough fights. You know, I used to go there when I was, I don't know, like 11, 12 years old. Munches would always take me there, and that was like the casual way to go to some fights on what is it, Friday nights?
Yeah, they were Friday nights, but the reason we bring that up was a fantastic club show in Southern California. But you are matched hard. There's never anything easy, and if you're a veteran of those fights, you know that you're coming to bring it. That's why I'm excited for this fight tonight for Blas Caro. He's a little bit older now. He's 32, but I remember that fight. He had a battle with Regal Hermosillo, who fought on a couple Golden Boy shows, and he was a tough customer.
And now, his undefeated opponent makes his way to the red corner from Denver, Colorado, Daniel Junebug Garcia.
Oh. It sounds like you're at the dad's tire shop right now. What's the name of your dad's shop?
Quality Tire Shop.
Quality Tire Shop, where Ricardo has his after parties. And you know they're jamming the Chalino Sanchez.
Yeah, we always come out with the banda. You know, we put in the classic songs as well.
And this is Junebug, Daniel Garcia, the 24-year-old from Denver, Colorado. Trained by Danny Garcia over his right shoulder. Yeah, the brother of Robert Garcia and Mikey Garcia. Doesn't train many fighters, but he's had Junebug for a while, and he really likes him. Jueves de Enero. We're in March. Like 90 degrees outside.
Something about Jumbo I didn't know is that his shorts come. His grandma makes his shorts.
Yeah.
Every time he fights, you know. So that's what you know it's something special.
Grandma Lou makes those. She buys a set up and she makes them custom for him every single time. All right, Mark Prado.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and brought to you by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline. Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The judges scoring this contest are Rogelio Chapa, Christy Rosario, and Zachary Young. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is David Sullivan. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 136.8 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 12 victories, 9 defeats, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears blue and white this evening and hails from Rosario, Argentina. Please welcome Blas Ezequiel Caro. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 136.2 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 12 bouts, 12 victories, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears multicolored trunks this evening and hails from Denver, Colorado. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Junberg Garcia.
Okay, fighters, I give you the instructions for the locker room. Expect a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Ya te dice sus instructions. Escúcheme todo el tiempo. Okay? Aquí está bien. This is good right here. Touch gloves. God bless you guys both.
David Sullivan, the man from San Diego, the third man in the ring, an excellent referee. We have Christopher Rosario, Zach Young, and Roger Chapa, the judges tonight. This one's scheduled for 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Junebug Garcia. His given name is Daniel. Nobody calls him that. 12-0, 9 stoppages, the 24-year-old from the 303 Denver. He'll train in Denver, and then the last 3 to 4 weeks, he'll come down to the 805 to Oxnard, and that's where he'll train with Danny Garcia to finish up camp with him. So it's a routine that they have working. It goes with his father, Daniel Sr. He also has Ernie De La Cruz in his corner. And for Junebug, who turned pro back in 2021, he had a stoppage. It was the Shrine exhibition in Los Angeles. Then he started making the scene for Golden Boy in 2023. Saw him at a Fantasy Springs show. Got a first-round KO. They were just checking him out, and he kept coming back to Golden Boy shows. And all of a sudden, like, hey, we're going to sign this kid. We like him. He put on a heck of a show at the YouTube Theater. Good opposition. So they're bringing him along nicely. His last fight for Junebug, he had a 8-round decision. That was last May. That was in Las Vegas on the full jump bet card. So that was a good show. Tall fighter. I like his style. 5'10" for the division. Long jab. He throws that jab a lot, Ricardo.
Yeah, I think the jab is the most important thing in boxing. You know, that's where you get all your power, out of the distance, and he utilizes it really good. I like how he threw it.
Yeah, for Rosario, the 32-year-old from Argentina, he's tough. Doesn't have the power behind it. Only 5 KOs in his 12 stoppages. And he's 12-9, but he's rugged. Blascaro in the blue with Argentina on the trunks. Y saludos a toda la gente que nos está mirando desde Rosario, Argentina. Yeah, Blas understands he's not going to trade. It's not going to be good for him if he tries to trade with him. He's tagged with the right hand. going to the body of Junebug. You hear the body shots. Huh?
Yeah, you can hear him. You know, he's throwing that straight right hand to the body. You know, he's done it a few times already.
You like that?
Yes, you know, right. It goes right in the side of the rib area, so it's you know, it's really effective.
Coming up next, Fabian Guzman and Julian Delgado from Corpus Christi, Texas. So you got Caden Griffiths and Grant Flores to go here on the YouTube portion. Good left hook from Junebug. Move back Caro briefly. Good opening round. All right, let's look at some highlights from that opening round. Good round for Junebug Garcia.
Right hand by Caro. You know, you can see how Junebug using his jab, distance, that chopping right hand to the body. You know, dodging and weaving the punches as well. You know, showing some defense. You know, good round by Junebug.
That's the voice of the 112-pound champion Ricardo El Niño Sandoval making his broadcast debut. And if you're watching it, you see him on tag Ricardo. Instagram, Ricardo_Sandoval 99. Why 99?
That's the year I was born in.
Oh,
1999.
I should have guessed that. Usually boxers don't have numbers in their Instagrams because you don't wear a number. You know, like other sports always have their number up there.
Yeah.
All right, so you're born in 99. Oh, you're getting old now. Ya estás viejo.
We're all getting there.
Nah, not really. Go backwards. You starting to feel that now? Where you're like, you said it, the niño, right? Then you're like, wait, I'm not the little kid anymore.
Yeah, I get teased a lot by my little brother. He calls me Unc already.
Oh, you're in the young phase, okay.
Yeah, you calling me Unc already. Well,
Well,
he's 18, so.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like you see some of these young fighters. This is why we love doing the YouTube portion, because you see the youngsters develop and grow. Like, Alexis Rocha, I remember calling his professional debut. And Joel Iriarte, same thing with that. You grow and you become the mature and the veteran fighter. But that's the thing about a fighter. You got to grow, not just age and muscle-wise, but maturity and mentality-wise. And you're starting to see that Junebug is now more polished.
Yeah. As he keeps fighting, he'll start getting that experience and start seeing everything a little bit more slower, and he'll get way better after that.
That's something you just said right there. It does slow down, right, the ring?
Yes.
Even in your division where everybody's throwing 1,000 punches?
Yeah. I feel like I seen everything. It became a little bit more easier after my last fight. I feel like I got a lot of experience from the world title fight, and now things seems to be a little bit more easier, and I see things, way better now.
Well, that's one of the things when we do these early broadcasts is, kids that are 2-0, 3-0, they come out like they got shot out of a cannon, right? They're just like the Tasmanian devil, casi. That's why they give you these rugged veterans like a Blascaro, who's 12-9, and they're tough as can be.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good opportunity for him, and then he shouldn't try to take advantage. But Junebug has to come out, take him out of there and see that like that. And that was a beautiful body shot right there.
Yeah, Caro didn't like that. The body shot. He's also bleeding from the nose. Is Blascaro. Like he'll poke at you, Blascaro. He'll throw the right, throw the left, but just one at a time.
Yeah.
Keeps messing with the shorts, like they bugging him.
Yeah,
he's trying to pull him down, huh?
Yeah, he's keep pulling him down.
And does it again. And that's the last thing you need to worry about is you getting punched. And Junebug taking advantage of it. Caro keeping that tight guard. David Sullivan said stop pushing him down, but it's Caro who's leaning in. Oh! Got him with the hook. And it's over. KO for Daniel Garcia. Caro stood up at 9.5. David Sullivan had seen enough. He stops it. And KO number 10 for Junebug Garcia. He's now 13-0. Picked at him, and then finally landed the big shot.
Yeah, he threw it kind of with the left hook. You know, it looked like it was a late reaction, and you know he looked really hurt. You know, his legs wasn't there, and it was a good stoppage with the referee.
2:54 of the second round for Junebug Garcia. I know Mama Lou is excited watching her grandson put on that show. Caro, it looked like he was waiting for the 8 count, and then when he got up, was wobbly.
Yeah.
He never recovered. And now they're going to keep him on the stool. And the doctor's checking him out.
I wonder where the left hook landed. I think it landed on top of the head.
You ask it. We're going to take care of you, Nino, because we get the replays coming up. And here you go.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, it was right there, right to the temple. Yeah, top of the head. You can't recover from those punches.
You're spinning, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It just attacks your head right there. Yeah, the top of the head.
And the thing is, he had thrown an overhand right, and he exposed himself.
Yeah, and you made him pay.
Yep.
You made him pay.
So it just landed right on the perfect spot. Took advantage of it. And win number 13 for Junebug Garcia. There you see his dad. It's the win. Look, Blascado battles, and it's hard to take him out. The man from Rosario, Argentina, but he did it. And Junebug got the victory. Mark Prado to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, David Sullivan, calls a halt to this contest. Your official time, 2 minutes 54 seconds in the second round. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated from Denver, Colorado, Daniel Junebug Garcia.
All right, Team Garcia. Trainer Danny Garcia, no relation. And that custom logo that he's got every single fight. Got to get one of those shirts, especially representing Denver for Junebug Garcia. Win number 13, 2:54 of the second round. 3 more fights to go here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. It's good to see Blascado on his feet. Got tagged. That's a tough dude. But he get the victory. And there's the Golden Boy selfie. You have to take the selfie. There it is. Good feeling right there. It's the best feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best feeling right there. Getting a win after all the work you put in camp. You know, the diet, just the mental pressure of you know, just knowing that the day is coming, and you know, it's just an amazing feeling to get the win after.
All right, 2 fights done. How you feeling?
I feel good.
This is fun, right?
It is fun. You know, getting more comfortable, and I don't know how free you could be, you know, commentating.
It's good. We got 3 more to go. Fabian Guzman coming up next. We still got Kaden Griffiths and Grant Flores here on the Golden Boy YouTube page at 5 o'clock Pacific time. You'll need the DAZN app to see the rest of the show, especially the main event of Arnold Barboza Jr. and Kenneth Sims Jr. We'll take a quick break here from the Honda Center in Anaheim. You're watching Golden Boy Boxing.
And that's what Ryan Garcia's going to need, that right hand. And down he goes, just like that.
Shakur Stevenson, let's go. Let's run that.
The new WBC.
There's something special, though, about a big Vegas night. I think maybe because it's not just fight night, it's fight week. Everyone comes, everyone's dressed up, everyone likes to have a bit of a flutter, have a drink, and then they all kind of just descend upon this place.
Do we get that aggressive Ryan Garcia tonight like we got in the Devin Haney fight? That's what we want to see.
I need to see that same fire, that same passion that we saw against Devin Haney. When he fought Devin Haney, even before we knew about the positive test, we looked at Ryan Garcia and said, Ryan Garcia's back. This is a guy that can still be a superstar in this sport. Fast forward to a year, and he was sleepwalking through that fight against Rolly Romero in New York. I want to see him take all of his punches out of the locker room and leave them in the gym.
Well, I think it's going to win. I think Ryan Garcia is going to win. Gary Russell's going to win. And I think Albright is going to pull an upset.
Where's the rest?
I wish I could do this, man. Yeah, man, come on. It's gonna be a good one.
The main event is in the house. There is the challenger, King Ryan Garcia, coming off a loss against weight class and getting a world title shot.
Big night. Very excited. We've done nothing but train. There's nothing left to do, but everything's on the line right now. This is his moment. It's a big moment, and he's absolutely ready for this.
It makes me so proud to see that he started at a young age up to this level. I mean, it's just, I mean, how a father just wouldn't expect anything less but to be proud.
Mario Barrios, you know, quiet, subdued, disciplines, fundamentally sound. I think he's disrespected. He's a lot better than given credit for.
You know, I've been with Mario since his pro debut. He became a two-time world champion for a reason. He's going to defend the title tonight, and we're going to walk away with that Ring Magazine belt, and you know, that's legacy in and of itself, and I know he put the work in.
You see something in there you don't like and you want to get that fight stuff, there'll be an inspector sitting right next to you. Tell the inspector you want the fight stuff. They'll get on the ring apron, they'll get my attention, we'll stop.
On DAZN, the fights never stop. With the biggest nights in boxing all year long.
It has never been bigger for any fighter in the history of this country.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Every week, it's on. And join us ringside, the undisputed global home of boxing. Watch only on DAZN.
Back inside the Honda Center, where Golden Boy Promotions is set up for the big showdown between Arnold Barboza Jr. and Kenneth Sims Jr. We have 3 more fights to go here on the Golden Boy YouTube portion. Beto Duran alongside the world champion, 112 pounds, El Nino Ricardo Sandoval. And all your people are watching this now. All of a sudden, everybody's claiming, like, everybody says that they're the ones that cut your hair, they're the ones that give you a massage. Everyone wants to be part of the champ now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. It's cool seeing that, you know, the people are watching and tuning into my debut as commentator.
There it is.
It's cool.
We've had 2 knockouts, 3 more to go. Fabian Guzman, Caden Griffiths, and Grant Flores. And a man who knows a lot about knockouts, desde Villalba, Puerto Rico, the minimum weight champion. We'll see him later on tonight on DAZN. He has the WBO, WBA belt. And Oscar Collazo, 13-0, 11 KOs. You and I were talking about this earlier in the afternoon about how the lighter weight, you guys don't get the recognition for the power because there aren't many big, oh my God, crazy knockouts like the heavyweights would have. But the lighter weights, like you're at 112, Collazo at 105, you guys bring the pop. And Collazo, he's a fun fighter. How much do you like watching him?
Yeah, Collazo's a great fighter. You know, he throws a lot of punches. You know, left-handed. You know, he knows how to utilize the ring, and you know, it's cool. It's cool to see that he keeps unifying and defending his titles. You know, against great fighters, and now we're gonna see him tonight, and hopefully he pulls out an amazing show for everybody.
Yeah, he's going to take on El Chiquito Jesus Haro from Merced, California. I know a lot of the 5'9" is representing for him, but with Collazo, it seems like he has another gear. Like he steps on it tough, and he's only getting better and better every single fight. And because of the lighter weight divisions, you can become a champ quicker. But that man right there is very, very confident. How much of a threat is Haro?
You know, actually, we sparred Haro 2-3 weeks ago.
You did?
Yes, he came out to the gym and he asked for some work, and you know, he's a really good fighter. He knows how to utilize the ring. He's kind of fast with his punches, and it should be an interesting fight.
All right, so he came to your gym asking for work, and you gave us obviously the size difference there, but you liked what you saw from him.
Yeah, it was good work. You know, he knows how to utilize the ring. He moved around really good, and it was good, really good work for sure.
Yesterday at the press conference, or Thursday at the press conference, Oscar De La Hoya was saying that the pound-for-pound ranking should include Collazo because of the record that he has. You know, Oscar's always going to back his fighter. You know this well. He's going to be that there with you. But the going saying that he should be higher in the pound-for-pound ranking, there's some big-time names. That's how much Oscar thinks about it and Golden Boy thinks about it. Of course, Miguel Cotto, who's with Collazo. When you hear that kind of talk, yeah, damn it. about time the little guys get some recognition.
Yeah. I think we deserve more recognition. You know, like I said, we throw a lot of punches. You know, that's what people come to see. You know, it's always action fights in the lower weight classes, and you know, I think we deserve a little bit more respect.
Yeah, of course, the social media people out there are going to say, Oscar, you're crazy. He's not top 5. He's not this. He's not that. But if you listen to Collazo talk, you listen to Miguel Cotto and the team behind him, with the plans that they have for him, if everything goes right against Arnold tonight, is to move him tough and have him fight and unify the entire belts. And same thing that you're trying to do, because the mandatory came out. The unification is so important for you guys.
Yeah, it's really important. You know, us as fighters, we're trying to fight the best. You know, now that it's becoming a little bit more common to become undisputed, you know, it's something that we want to do as well, especially in the lower weight classes, you know. And so becoming undisputed is the main goal for all of us.
That's Tom Taylor, referee, walking behind us, one of the best in the business, doing a great work, and everybody's coming by here. Collazo mentioned he has Miguel Cotto on his side, and then he has Oscar De La Hoya over there. But Jesus Hado, I'm telling you, that fight is going to be really good. You got to meet him. You got to spar him. This kid, his confidence level is out there. He's 13-3. But his level is, I'm gonna step up to it right now. And he brought all of the 559 with him. He has a good attitude.
Yeah. The day he went to the gym, you know, he had great attitude all around the time, and you know, he's a great person as well. You know, I got to talk to him a little bit, show the person he was, and he's a really good person, a good fighter.
But the thing is, though, he's not just fighting Collazo, he's fighting the entire island. Because you know this, Puerto Rican fighters are always representing hard, and they're going to come with it. So that'll be coming up later on tonight. 5 o'clock live at DAZN is when you're going to get to see Joel Iriarte, Gabi Fundora, Alexis Rocha against Jojo Diaz, Collazo against Jesus Hado Chiquito, then Arnold Barboza Jr. and Kenneth Sims Jr. We've done 2 fights so far, and we've had second-round knockouts in both of them. What will happen in our third? It's time for Fabian Guzman and Julian Delgado right here at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Let's go to our ring announcer, Mark Prado.
All right, fight fans, let's welcome next to the blue corner from Corpus Christi, Texas, King Julian Delgado.
Julian Delgado from Corpus Christi, Texas. Very, very strong faith, very in tune with his faith. And we went into his locker room, and you saw the Bible laid out, you saw his scriptures laid out. At the weigh-in, he was holding a little doll. People were asking, like, what is that about? What is it? Like, what was it? I asked him. They said it was a baby Jesus Christ. So.
Yeah, you can see that he's really strong in his faith. Yep. You know, we walk in there, and then you can see that he was stretching, but at the same time, it looked like he was kind of meditating or praying. Yeah.
But here he is, 9-1, 4 KOs from Corpus Christi, Texas, training at the Apex Gym with Adam Franco. Started boxing late, but he grew up as a wrestler in Corpus. And his opponent, Fabian Guzman, is ready to make the ring walk.
And now his undefeated opponent makes his way to the red corner from Old Town, Orange, California, the undefeated Fabian Guzman.
Fabian Guzman from Orange, California, right down the street. Comes out to El Tapatío by Vicente Fernandez. 9-0, 8 stoppages. Training with Hector Lopez. SOA Boxing Management behind him. A good team for him. Recently signed with Golden Boy. No nonsense kind of attitude. One time was a sparring partner of Jaime Munguia. Does great work. I like his style, like his attitude. Should be a good test tonight.
Yeah, you can see Fabian comes in and straight to business. He doesn't come and play around, and long as he what he has to do, and if he gets a knockout, he just gets it quick and gets out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the center of the ring here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. It's brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by BetOnline. Odds for the fights are brought to you by BetOnline. Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The judges scoring this contest are Rudy Barragan, Pam Hayashida, and Christy Rosario. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, referee in charge is John McCarthy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 159.4 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands with 9 victories against only 1 defeat, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears red with white and hails from Corpus Christi, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome King Julian Delgado. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 159.4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 9 bouts, 9 victories, 8 of those 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears white with orange and hails from Old Town, Orange, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabian Guzman.
Gentlemen, down under the rules in the back, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Right here, this is all good. Your trunks are a little bit high. This is good. Right here in the middle, right there, that's where you can go. Good luck to both of you.
Big John McCarthy, the third man of the ring. We got Rudy Barragan, Pam Hayashida, and Christy Rosario as our judges for this one in the middleweight division, 8-round schedule. Good afternoon, boxing here from the Honda Center in Anaheim. All the boxing heads are out. Trainer Henry Ramirez watching. Stacks, of course, ringside watching. Beto Duran alongside El Nino, the world champion Ricardo Sandoval. Fabian Guzman, 9-0, 8 KOs. Orange, California, about 5 minutes from here. A couple freeway exits away. Right next to Angel Stadium. And also, you'll see a riverbed right by it, and that's where Fabian Guzman does his road work. So he runs by this building, and he has an opportunity to fight in here. Pretty cool moment for him. And we're sitting right next to the corner of Julian Delgado, so the voice you'll hear is going to be Adam Franco, his trainer, owner of the Apex Gym in Corpus. Delgado, 9-1, 4 KOs. Was a wrestler growing up. He's got the red and white trunks. Went to junior college to wrestle in Iowa, and then came back home, started his own lawn care business, and instead of going to the MMA world where a lot of wrestlers do, went to boxing, went to the Olympic trials in 2023, and just locked in on boxing. He's 24 years old, and was a Golden Gloves champion representing Corpus Christi, Texas. The first time they had was since the 80s. For Guzman, trains all over Southern California. He goes to spars everywhere. He's been in camps with a lot of different Golden Boy fighters, Munguia being one of them. Eric Priest sparred with him. And we were talking about this earlier, Ricardo, how some of the fighters, when they start early on in their career, they come out super fast. And Guzman's one of those that's starting to slow down, finally understanding that the fight come to you.
Yeah, you can see that he's starting to, where he gets that experience throughout his fights. You know, now he knows that he's doing 8 rounds, so he has to, you know, maintain the pace and, you know, when to pick it up and then when to slow it down.
Still coming up next, Caden Griffiths and Grant Flores here on the YouTube portion at 5 o'clock. You'll need the DAZN app. Good left hook from Guzman. Good crowd filling inside here at the Honda Center. Home of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Well, I think they're just the Ducks now. They got rid of the Mighty. Blood on the bridge of the nose for Delgado. Keenan Wright, let us know at the final 10 seconds of the opening round.
It's a good round to see. You know, they both utilized their jab really well. You know, they both control the pace of the round. You know, fill that round, but they try to throw some surprise power punches in between.
See his corner, Adam Frankel. He's fired up, man. I like talking to the coach. We're talking about that. He opened up his gym, Apex, in Corpus Christi. So they've been working together. They've known each other for a while, but this is the first time they're actually working together. Overhand right from Delgado. He's winging that punch, huh?
Yeah, he's throwing it with power. You know, bad intention. You know, he got something to prove.
And for Delgado, the one loss was a knockout a couple years ago when he was in Australia. He fought Sam Arnold, a nice young prospect out of, actually that fight was in Canada. It was Arnold was a nice young prospect out of the Dallas, Texas area, who recently signed DMG Promotions.
Okay.
So one of those Southern California promotion companies. We were talking about them earlier, like the growing and coming up. And Arnold's a nice prospect, so good for win for him. And Delgado, after that, recovered. Had some fights in Mexico. Got his record up to 9-1. Here he is on Golden Boy Show. And for this camp, Fabian did a lot of sparring at Henry Ramirez's gym with Lorenzo Lorenzana, fighter out of San Diego that Henry trains. And I know those are some of the battles, because if you want to go to that gym where Henry's at, former trainer of Chris Arreola, you have to be good. Like, he's going to kick you out if you're not good.
Yeah, he's going to keep you busy in there. You know, Henry has some good sparring.
You spar there, don't you?
Yeah, we train. We're pretty much like right near. Our gym is like right next to him. We're like pretty much neighbors.
Okay.
And you know, there's amazing sparring there, and I got to see Fabian work, you know, a few times there.
There you go.
But this is a good test, you know. Julian came to work, you know. He wants to take Fabian's spot, you know, prove that he belongs in the stages, and Fabian wants to, you know, come up with the win to prove that he's winning. He wants the big opportunities.
Yeah, so they've been stepping up the competition.
When he leads on to the left, when he leads to the left, put that right hand in there.
Yeah, and there is no microphone on the coach. He's yelling that loud. He doesn't need a microphone.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
So you're going to get all the instructions for Julian Delgado. Body shot from Fabian Guzman. Everybody heard him upstairs. There's the combinations.
Don't get wild. Don't get
That
wild.
caught
Get out,
Delgado, who's against the ropes. He gets off of the ropes. Oh, he's back on the ropes again. Running punch.
Use your jab. Use your jab. Use your jab.
You can see Fabian starting to put a little bit more pressure in his punches. You know, start bringing him down, going to the body, throwing that nice uppercut right there.
Yeah, Fabian's built strong, man. He fills out nicely after he refeeds.
Good, good.
Very confident Fabian Guzman right now. Bouncing off the ropes. Cutman Sal Ochoa is going to have to work on the nose of Julian Delgado. Starting to swell right above us. Let's look at some highlights from that round there, Nino Sandoval.
Yeah, you can see where, Fabian's dodging and moving some punches. Nice body shot right there. Doubled it down. That was beautiful. See Fabian in the corner against instruction by Coach Hector.
All right, where are you from? Because I know you went to Cal State San Bernardino. You got your degree from that university.
Yes.
But then I see people claim you from Rialto, Fontana, Riverside.
Yeah.
What is home for you?
Rialto's home.
Okay.
Rialto. I've been living in Rialto for 23 plus years.
Okay, so your whole life then.
Yes.
Yeah, Moreno Valley, where Cindy Amador is from, the former fighter.
Yes.
She's watching. Her and her husband Paco. It's like everybody claims that me. Like all the Inland Empire is claiming you now.
Yeah. I represent the Inland Empire, so.
And we'll see Robert Garcia too, because he has his gym in Moreno Valley.
Yeah.
He'll be later. He'll have a fighter later on.
Slap that jab.
As Robert's working with Grant Flores. So many good fighters out there in the IE. And also the Coachella Valley, where we'll see Caden Griffiths next. That's where he's from.
Stay busy with the jab.
And Orange, California, that's where Fabian Guzman's from. That's why he's wearing the orange trunks. Fabian's just taking his time, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see he's starting to get a little more confident. He's starting using a little bit more bounce to his punches. He feels he's feeling good in there.
Straight punches.
We got 8 rounds. Kind of want to see the activity pick up though.
See right there, that was a nice chopping right hand. Yeah, you can see that he's starting to pick up the pace. Little by little, he's going to start putting pressure and putting that mental pressure on his opponent. Wear him down and see if he can get the finish at the end.
Well, Fabian Guzman, who turned pro in 2023. I was in Culiacan when he turned pro.
Both hands.
I was actually there.
Oh,
I was there when Fabian turned when he turned pro and he got the stoppage, and it was the first time me seeing him and meeting him there.
All right, Big John has to separate them. He's going to call time.
Take your time.
Big John don't mess around. He's giving both a warning. All right, now it's getting a little feisty. There's the right hand from Fabian. Okay, now they're sparked up.
Nice uppercut right there.
Hook from Fabian. That wobbled Delgado, who's against the ropes. Got to get out of there, and he does. Briefly. Body shots, back-to-back body shots from Fabian Guzman. Oh, hook. Another hook. Finding a home for that left hook is Guzman.
Step twister. Hands up.
Delgado is throwing punches, Ricardo, off balance, and that could be dangerous.
Yeah, that's where it gets really dangerous. If Fabian could start seeing that he's throwing wild punches, that's when he could start countering and getting wide open. Some hard breaths taken by Julian right there.
Yeah, he came over right in front of us and just took that deep, deep breath.
Like I said, it's the mental pressure that Fabian is putting on. That's a lot of people don't know that. Is that you don't got to throw a lot of punches to get your opponent.
Let's look at the replays from that third round.
You see Fabian using the jab. That's the right hand I was talking about on the side. Those punches hurt.
Well, don't all punches hurt, but that one even more?
Yeah, you feel all that. I'm talking about that's the one you feel more. That's the left hook. He's going right on top of the tempo too. He took that well.
All right, so why were you in Culiacan for Fabian's debut? Did you go with him, or you just happen to be there?
Abraham was the one that's my manager. He's the one that took me there.
Oh, okay.
And we were looking at the arenas and me just being there because he knew I have family that lives out there.
Oh, that's right, you do.
And we got to see some good fights out there in Culiacan.
That was also Fierro.
Yeah,
Tashiro.
Tashiro Fierro. Yeah,
Tashiro Fierro. He wasn't kicking anybody, was he?
Nah, not that day. No.
Yeah, it was main event. Also on that fight was Christek Bazaldua, young prospect. He was on that show. Yeah, you never know. Boxing takes you everywhere. Right now we're watching Fabian Guzman in the orange.
Step this. Come on.
Yeah, Delgado, you can see he doesn't have the big background in boxing. He started boxing when he was 20 years old. And you can train as much as you want. You can do the amateur shows, but Guzman has been boxing his entire career. I mean, his entire life. Something to say about the experience that you have.
Yeah, and the amateurs, a lot of people don't understand that. In the amateurs, it's more about getting the experience, getting to fight different type of fighters. And people try to take really to heart if when they lose in the amateurs. But I feel like that's in the amateurs is where you get the experience
of just how to set up, how to fight.
Yeah, how to fight and how to throw like the fast punches. But it's good to see that he turned pro at 20, which is kind of crazy. Turning pro at 20.
Started boxing at 20.
Started boxing at 20,
yeah.
And then he turned pro really late in his career.
Yeah, he was a standout wrestler.
What's kind of surprising is that he actually won the nationals. He said national Golden Gloves.
And now he's getting tagged by Fabian Guzman. The crowd coming live inside the Honda Center.
Back to your jab. Right hand. Come on, Julian. Now, right hand.
Nice changeover right there with the jabs. You know, two to the top and one to the bottom. Nice uppercuts again.
Step twister.
Good shot, and then Delgado counters with the right hand of his own. Good mix at the end. And now they're talking, and now Fabian better be careful, because Big John does not mess around. Pushed him a little bit.
Yeah, this is a back and forth.
Look at the replay
fight.
Yeah.
Exchanging jabs. You can see the pressure that he's putting on. Nice right hand by Delgado. Comes back with the uppercut. Talking about bringing it down to the body, changing up the levels. It's really important to mess up your opponent and keep them thinking.
Fifth round of action. Fabian Guzman in the orange and white against Corpus Christi's Julian Delgado, 9-1. And Fabian comes out super aggressive to start the fifth round. There's the combinations you were asking for.
Come on, Julian. Right hand. Step twist.
Delgado gives you different looks, right? So if you're Guzman, you just have to be patient with him?
Just be patient, yeah. Like, you can see that sometimes he'd be throwing some wild punches. And that's where Fabian has to take advantage and then counter off of that.
There's that big swing and a miss by Delgado. Guzman with the right hand, pushing him back against the ropes. Delgado trying to hold on, taking a deep breath. Solid right hand from Guzman.
Overhand right! Overhand right! Overhand right, Julian!
That overhand right just missed by Julian Delgado.
Right.
That left by Guzman didn't. Delgado getting punished here in the 5th round, but he's tough. He's standing toe-to-toe with him. Blood from the mouth. Uppercut from Guzman. Standing on the Golden Boy logo. Guzman feeling himself, just bouncing on his toes, stalking Delgado.
Jab, jab, jab!
Another chopping right hand.
Those right hands are starting to take a toll.
Yeah, they keep landing back,
Jab right!
back after back. Even he also found home with that uppercut. You see, he tries to throw it and it'd be landing.
Work inside, work inside!
Oh, good hook from Delgado. He's staying alive, countering.
Come on, Julian, come on, Julian!
And now Big John.
You're pulling his head down, that's creating that. Stop pulling down on his head. You know that.
John McCarthy telling Delgado, you're pulling his head down, warning him for that. Final seconds of round number 5. Another solid round for Fabian Guzman. And Delgado walking back slowly and breathing heavy.
Yeah, you can see that, you know, that the pressure is getting onto him. But he's hanging on there, man. He's defending himself. He's throwing some haymakers, and you know, you can't count him out if you keep throwing like that. That's where Guzman has to stay focused and you know, just counter off his punches. See that lead jab that connected right there cleanly. There's a body shot right there. You know, little by little, it looks like Fabian is breaking him down, and we'll see if he can get the stop, or if he goes to decision, he'll get the win.
Six rounds, scheduled for 8 in the middleweight division. Up next, Caden Griffiths and Omar Munguia. Then still got Graham Flores against Rashid Stevens at 5 o'clock. DAZN takes over. You'll need the DAZN app at 5 p.m. Guzman in control of this fight. This is definitely a huge step up in competition for Julian Delgado. This is just him and his trainer, Adam Franco. His brother Jesus is with him. But there's as you would say, Nino, right? There's levels to it, right? You're stepping up and you see the different levels that were going on.
Yeah, you can see where Fabian, he's a little bit more mature, more experienced. How he moves around, how he just, you know, makes everything a little bit more slower. You know, it takes his time. You know, he picks his spot when to push the pace, when to push the pace, and when to slow down.
Guzman fought here last Valentine's when Oscar Duarte was the main event. This Golden Boy put on that show. He got a first round KO on it. And then they gave him Brian Arregui, who's a rugged fighter. Arregui took up the distance for the first time, and it was just what Guzman needed, quality rounds. And then earlier this year, when Golden Boy had a fight at the Acrisure in Palm Desert, he had a 6-round KO against Jose Rodriguez, who's 3-1, but that dude is tough as could be. And Guzman stepped on the gas late, broke down the fighter. And that's what you should be doing.
Stay busy with the jab, Julian. Stay busy with the jab, Julian.
You see in this round that Fabian has slowed down a little bit. He's not throwing as much he's not throwing as much punches and putting as pressure as he was doing in the previous round.
Throw more, Julian. Throw more, Julian. Throw more.
And the corner of Delgado telling him to throw more.
There you go. Hands up, hands up.
Throws more and he gets hit.
Throw.
Yeah, they're recognizing what you just said, Ricardo, that Guzman's not being active, so take advantage. Maybe you can steal a round.
Stay busy. Stay busy, Julian. Stay busy. Stay busy, Julian. Stay busy. Right hand.
Delgado's tough, man. He is a tough dude. I mean, you have a wrestling background. You're going to be tough as can be. But he's awkward at times, too.
Yeah, he's really awkward. Those are the most hardest fighters to fight, is the awkward people.
Good right hand from Delgado. Maybe Delgado's best round, as Guzman didn't do much. Delgado's feeling pretty good about him, but there's 2 more rounds to go. Okay.
He's feeling confident.
He's locking in, okay. Hector Lopez, Reyes, Cutman sees Brian Pinzon in the corner. For Fabian Guzman, trains at SOA Boxing. Also same spot where Alexis Rocha.
Big scream from Delgado. He's hyped up.
This is his biggest opportunity. If he could somehow come back and win it changes his career.
Yeah, he needs to take advantage, but Fabian's making it hard for him to do that.
So what do you want to see from Fabian in the next 2 rounds?
Is that just start putting a little bit more pressure on him. He was being successful when he was putting pressure. This last round he kind of slowed down, and Delgado took advantage off of that.
Nice. Stay busy. Stay busy. Stay busy.
Keep you in the corner of Delgado, tell him stay busy. That's another thing. You be active. You never know what happens, right?
Yeah, staying at what? These are the last 2 rounds, right? Yeah, so he needs to stay a little bit more active.
Go, stay busy, Julian. Keep going. Keep going, Julian, keep going.
The activity level is what you want to have, and Delgado's doing that. He's listening to his team. Why is Guzman slowing down? He hasn't thrown as many punches.
Maybe he's trying to catch him with that one good punch. Maybe he's looking to finish it off out with a knockout.
Stay right.
But at the same time, you don't want to do that, because if the knockout doesn't come, you want to get the win off the rounds. There you go. 1, 2, 3 right there. That was nice.
No.
Because the conditioning is never a problem for Guzman. You see how hard he works. He's always in great shape.
Go. There you go.
But maybe it's the awkwardness that you were saying earlier.
Yeah, probably make him think a little bit more.
There's a right hand that shuts me up.
Yeah.
So Big John is still warning him about the pulling down from. Where he warned Delgado earlier about pulling down, so that's what keeps telling him. And Don McCarthy's in there. Right hand again. This is what Guzman should be doing.
And what I'm saying is that he starts measuring with that jab, and then that's when he shoots the right hand, and it just works for him. I think he should start doing that a little bit more, and maybe start changing it up with the left hook or something.
There's that left hook you just asked for.
Twist that twist, Julius. Twist that twist.
Good counter. Final seconds of round number 7. Good battle back and forth between Fabian Guzman and Julian Delgado here at the Honda Center in Anaheim. All right, so if you're the corner of Guzman, there's Hector Lopez. What do you think he's telling him?
Yeah, he's probably trying to put a little bit more pressure shot through into the body. And just be careful with the overhand when he starts throwing those hard punches. So you can see that right hand right there. And you can see maybe the right hand to the body. Right hand on top, body shot to the bottom.
Ring announcer Mark Farrell letting the crowd know it's the 8th and final round. Been good back and forth between Fabian Guzman, who's 9-0. Julian Delgado in the red and white from Corpus Christi is 9-1. Interesting.
Hands up, hands up.
Guzman knows how to close the show out, Ricardo. And it looks like he might be going for that with the intensity of the first couple of seconds.
Hands up, Julian, hands up. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, that different looks that Delgado gives you can make you frustrated, but that body shot from Guzman landed.
That was off a wild right hand.
Another body shot. Guzman has found a spot for that left hook to the body here in the 8th and final round. And Delgado breathing heavy.
Yeah, straight out body work right there. That's how he's throwing. Now he changed it up to the top. That was nice.
Right hand, Julian, right hand. Right hand, right hand.
Everybody in the crowd saying body shot.
Right there, right there. Answer, answer.
It's almost like, would you want to see more combinations from Fabian? Because he throws the 1-2, but you haven't seen 3, 4, 5 at all today.
Yeah, I think Coach Hector was telling him that he should have thrown from the gestures he was doing, that he wanted the left hook after the right hand. And he wasn't throwing. He's not really throwing it much, but he's throwing. At least he's landing that right hand.
And it's hard to do that when a guy's holding on like this.
Yeah, holding on. Yeah.
Go 1 minute, Julian. 1 minute. 1 minute, Julian.
And the corner, Delgado yelling at him, you have to go.
1 minute, Papi, 1 minute. Wait.
It's rugged, and he pushed him down. And he's been, this is what McCarthy's been warning him about. Countering right hand, mouthpiece goes flying. Why did he move away? Regardless, just because the mouthpiece is out doesn't mean you stop.
Yeah, he should have taken advantage
You
of
should
that.
have, right? Just jump on him.
10 seconds, Julian. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Rugged battle. Tough battle. Guzman and Delgado getting the crowd on their feet. Respect to both fighters. Big heart, big opportunity. Guzman and Delgado go the distance.
What a fight.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the most aesthetic fight. It wasn't the prettiest fight, but it was a fun fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
And we'll go to the judges' decision. It'll be Pam Hayashida, Christopher Rosario, and Rudy Barragan. The first time we go to the scorecards tonight. Coming up next will be Caden Griffiths and Omar Munguia, and then Grant Flores against Rashid Stevens here on the YouTube portion. There's Hector Lopez. Hector doesn't stop giving you instructions. And for those wondering, no, that is not Alexis Rocha's dad, because there's that one video of him yelling at Alexis Rocha doing a fight, saying, "You're going to hate yourself in the morning." That is not his dad. It's his trainer. And the meme says, well, this is the kind of father you need. Like, no! That's the kind of trainer you need. All right, 8 good rounds back and forth with Fabian Guzman and Julian Delgado. Let's look at the highlights for this one. They came out with good, interesting rewalks, and right away from the get-go, the big shots were being thrown, Ricardo Sandoval.
Yeah, from the start, you can see how they're using the jab in the beginning. But when the rounds start getting closer at the end, you can start throwing some haymakers, and Fabian was controlling the fight, with the jab, chopping right hand, body work. It was a really good fight. You can see where he throws in and he, lunges in with the jab, lands perfectly, and just going to work. And right there, both of them throwing haymakers. It was a good fight for both of them. Good experience for both of them, for sure, and they for sure will learn from this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Anaheim, let's get a big round of applause for both of these warriors going all 8 rounds here in the center of the ring. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Rudy Barragan had this contest 77-75. Pam Hayashida and Christy Rosario each had it 79-73. All 3 judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated from Old Town, Orange, California, Fabian Guzman.
Fabian Guzman gets a decision. He's now 10-0. Julian Delgado falls to 9-2. Respect between the 2 fight camps. They go back and forth. That was a good one. Looking at what social media is saying right now, they enjoyed it. Good battle between those 2. All right, so whether you're watching in Vegas like my man CJ, or New York, Southern California, wherever you may be, Golden Boy Boxing bring you a good action-packed card. Especially shout out to all the media members on the East Coast watching this broadcast. And yes, Golden Boy is showing every single undercard fight. So far, we've had KOs for Leo Sanchez, Daniel Garcia, and now Fabian Guzman gets the unanimous decision. Take a quick break. 2 more fights to go from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California.
Before I ever held a world title, my dad held the mitts in the gym. My father didn't just train me, he built me. Not with shortcuts, not with hype, with discipline. And long before the lights, before the belt, before anyone called me undisputed, there were early mornings when nobody was watching. There were rounds where my arms burned and my legs felt heavy, and my dad would say, "One more." He taught me that talent means nothing without work, that confidence comes from preparation, that champions are made in the quiet. There were no excuses in our house. If I wanted to be great, I had to live like it. In how I trained, how I rested, how I thought. Discipline wasn't punishment, it was love. It was belief. It was him showing me he knew I could be more. Every jab I throw carries his lessons. Every round I win is built on his standards. To every little girl watching, greatness isn't given, it's earned. Listen to the people who push you. Embrace the hard days. Respect the process. Because becoming the best in the world doesn't start on Fight Night. It starts at home.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate is the first rule.
You do not pay per view.
You do not pay per view.
Do not pay per view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule of DAZN Ultimate.
Second rule, you don't pay per view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year at no extra cost. You do not pay per view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Every fighter here is going to fight as hard as he can.
Arnold Barboza Jr. My people are here from LA, baby. It's a dream come true, and I've been training hard.
like I've been working towards this. I earned it, not giving it.
I'm knocking people out. I'm making people see me.
Most people that go up there, they come back different.
Excuse me?
Let's go! Let's go! The enemy is on the move! Let's go! Move! Move! Get up that wall! The enemy's on the other side! You're not getting out of this nightmare until it's perfect! Perfect! You're never getting out of here! You're gonna be stuck in this nightmare!
And when the man waves tail to the cheek, and point the cannon at you, Lord, it ain't me. Say it was the right time to walk away, but dreaming takes you nowhere. It's time to play. Bodies don't get up.
No pain. No pain.
I'm always going to be your coach no matter what.
No matter what?
No matter what.
Cavi, get up. Today's going to be a very hard day. Come on, let's go. Vámonos.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Fantastic video. You see that, it gets you fired up to go. But that fighting family, the Fundora family, they do not mess around. Beth Duran alongside the champion at 112 pounds, Ricardo Sandoval here ringside. 2 fights have been KOs. The third one was a unanimous decision, and Fundora might be another one, as Golden Boy President Eric Gomez is walking by saying the Nino. See, now he's got to go and figure out where you're going to fight too, right?
Yeah, he's the one taking charge and details and everything. So we'll have some news soon.
Yeah, and he's going to have some news on Gabriela Fundora because she is the champion at the IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO in the 112-pound division. And you look, the fight game for the women has changed over the last couple of years. You have Michaela Mayer, you have Clarissa Shields, you have so many fantastic females out there fighting, and their development of it. But Fundora is somebody that you knew coming around when you guys were youngsters, because you always knew the Fundora family because they were in Coachella at that time. You were in Riverside County. But the way that she's come on the scene, it's impressive what she does, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing how she has developed as a fighter. Seeing her, all the success that she's done, getting all the belts, staying on top, getting the knockout still as a woman, it's just amazing to see how she just fights and how great she is.
And she is nicknamed Sweet Poison because you see her outside of the ring, glasses, just chill, and then in the ring, vicious. She has that killer attitude, man. I love that about her. And the way she gets after you, you're watching the highlights right now, Ricardo. It's so technical and precise. She is so good fundamentals, isn't she?
Yeah, she's amazing. She knows how to utilize her distance. She has amazing ring IQ. She has everything. She's a great fighter.
Is she like the face of the women's boxing right now, you think? Because she's got to be known out there, one of them, right?
Yeah, for sure. She's one of the top women fighters in the world. You can see performance after performance, the way she just works. She gets the knockout, and defends her belts really, really well.
She's fighting at 112 today, but yesterday she weighed in at 110. I asked her after the weigh-in, like, could you go to a different division? Thinking that maybe she'll say, I'll go up to like 115, whatever. It's like, yeah, I'll go to 108 because
108.
I want to unify at a different division. It's one thing to be a champion, just like you are, but when you're a multi-weight class division champion, that is awesome. That's Hall of Fame material, man.
Yeah, it's crazy how she's at 112 right now, champion at 112, undisputed, and now she's thinking about going down and doing the same thing. You know, it's greatness right there.
It is impressive what she can do, and you'll see here later on today taking on Viviana Corredor from Colombia, living in Australia. But then you see Fundora stays locked in, stays ready to go. We're in the championship rings right there. Corredor is a tough opponent from Australia and Colombia, but it just seems like no matter who they give Fundora, it's a test just for Fundora in her own head, right? She cannot take anybody lightly.
Yeah, no, in this level, you know, she can't take nobody lightly. You know, she got to defend her belts, go all out in each fight, and she's been doing that throughout her whole career.
But she locks in a different kind of way, right? Like her brother Sebastian, also excellent fighter, fantastic to watch out there. But they lock in a manner of, oh my goodness, watch out. I talk to her, I joke with her a little bit, but I know if I were to say the wrong thing, she's throwing a punch.
Yeah, she's a great person.
Yeah,
she's a great person and a beast in the ring. So I'm really excited to see her back in the ring and defend her belts. You know, it's going to be an amazing show.
Yeah, she'll be the second fight up on the DAZN part of the broadcast, which gets going at 5 o'clock Pacific time here in Southern California. The opening fight will be for Joel Iriarte. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the Golden Boy YouTube page, like, leave the comments, all that good stuff wherever you may be, because the good features that we have, like the camp house, behind the scenes, whatever you think of, the Golden Boy crew does it for you. Here's an awesome feature.
Lighter main weight.
I had to go freaking drink. I had to literally make my way and drink stuff before I weighed in, because then I would have been too light. I would have been in a different weight class. My light fly. Soon.
Alrighty then. You guys ready?
You guys want to watch each other's sand wrap spar for the run?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be wearing. There's a SMH, there's a horsehair. There's got no burdening compared to these.
Sorry.
No, no. There's one of each. I know the front doors as well. No, they're not the same glove.
We're on the same glove.
That's it. These are horsehair, they're not.
Hold it. Hold it.
See that?
Ours says Fundora on it.
Yeah. See which one they like. You got Fundora glove in there by chance?
Yeah, Fundora.
Okay. And you got this one. What are those over there?
These are HDF.
They're F, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And these are H, and this is the F.
It says Fundora on the thumb. Fundora on the thumb. There's the other one.
And there should be another F there, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
One
And
and
these
two.
are the.
1 and 2, 1 and 3.
We should have an H.
Yeah, but they're not the same glove.
Yeah.
These ones are different gloves.
Yeah.
That's a big position.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't have to be the same glove.
I know, but we can't have. They're supposed to bring us the same option, whereas they brought us a completely different glove to wear.
We want to we want exactly the same.
But was that part of the contract? Did you sign that
You have
contract?
to bring a second pair of the same glove. You can't bring a second pair that's not the same glove.
It's part of the contract.
You can't bring like a 16-ounce sparring glove for the opponent and an 8-ounce
different
glove with
gloves.
horsehair.
It used to be the same gloves. Hang on. Go ahead, open them up. You guys are well good. The promotion provided a good rival. Okay, that's what they provided for. She has her gloves are that way. Okay, but do you necessarily get the exact same glove? Yes. The answer is no.
So you think it's okay for them to provide us padded gloves while they wear horsehair? That's not different gloves. They've got horsehair. These are padded gloves.
They are different gloves.
the same gloves.
The different model. Yeah.
But you can't put your opponent in padded gloves and put yourself in horsehair. That's not fair.
They're both good gloves. This is what
One's a puncher's glove and one's not a puncher's glove.
No, they're just two different models.
Yeah, one's a puncher's glove and one's
Okay,
not.
so slow it down, all right? Here's the rule, and then I'll see what we can do for you. Okay, now listen, all right? And this is the rule. The promotion provides the gloves for you unless you specifically mail him gloves and give him gloves,
but you have to,
and then they get it approved. I'm not done talking.
Every fight has to bring the same pair of gloves as a spare.
And frequently fighters fight in different gloves that the promotion provides as long as they're suitable. Now, you're saying that you wanted the exact same gloves, but did you guys bring the exact same gloves and give them to the promotion?
You can't put one box in a puncher's glove and one in a padded glove. That's not fair.
Can you show me in the contract where you're wrong? Show us in the rules.
I'm already telling you what the rule is, okay?
So that's not a level playing field. That's not a level
Your
playing
job's to
field.
show us, not tell us. Show us. You've got rules.
I'm telling you the rule. You can look it up.
Can you
The
show me what it is?
promotion, listen to what I'm saying.
We're not 5 of us are in the same gloves.
Okay, well, go sit down then. Go sit down.
We will sit down.
Where's the promoter?
One team wearing horsehair.
Listen, go sit down.
Yeah, well, good. Don't talk to me like that, please.
You're part of the commission. You're not the promoter.
Or either one who has the gloves. We'll see if they have his gloves.
I'll call Devin right now.
Razo, because they're saying they're not going to go ahead and fight.
Main events, I'm wondering if they're going to do glove selection.
It's not a championship fight.
So I don't even be here.
Mark, I'll call Devin right now.
We do need them for the rules meeting because we're using championship rules, though, right? Unified rules.
Yeah. We need one for each one. They're going to be doing the main event is going to listen to the rules. They're using the unified rules.
There's no horsehair in this, right?
Mark, they don't want to use
this is okay. We'll talk in a minute. What?
They don't want to use
No, they think they have to have it.
Devin, I was to go with the commission. Hey, by any chance, come up to the office?
So we'll wear your second.
They brought their gloves in there. Not going to happen.
We'll wear their second gloves. We'll wear this.
No, all I'm going to do is see if the promoter...
Go and sit down. That's not okay. Speak to us like
trying to handle
speak to us like we're humans. Speak to us like we're grown men, politely. All right? Don't be like that.
Fair enough.
With the WBA, we go by the rule, by the commission.
Yeah.
WBA, we go by.
You guys, I have to get the promoter up to see if he has your type of glove. So sit down and relax.
I got mine. In the same sentence, you're saying disrespectful, but you're over talking him when he's trying to get his point across. So if you guys allow each other, to finish each other's conversation, you're being just as disrespectful. So check yourself.
You check yourself.
I gotta text my brother. Let him know the tea.
It's her fault.
Yeah, he said everything.
Respect goes back both ways.
Remember Liliana?
Yes.
We're married now.
By any chance,
Married in November.
the announcement wants to know if you can fight with the same style.
Hey, what they want is the difference is...
These are horsehair.
Exactly.
Right.
And then do you have the same type? You and the promoter. There's a hard wall between you and
Do you
the
agree that
opponent.
it's a bit of a sneaky one from the promoter to give us the padded gloves and then the horsehair? Because they obviously ordered them at the same time. Why didn't they just order the same?
You can check them.
Okay.
Check the prep.
Yeah.
And there's no preference. So we good? All right.
How are you? Good, thank you.
Just got the hell out of
Great. Yep. Then you got another pair? We're good.
You want to take those?
I'll take those, yeah.
Our name on them. You got our name on them.
Where? Where?
I've noticed it says Pondora's opponent.
That's exactly. Says Pandora's opponent.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
You have to know the rule.
We're lucky they've got the sign. It says Pandora's opponent.
Be at the ceremony.
It's all good. It's all good. It's passion. It's passion.
You got the whole welcome letter.
Yes, I did. All good. No stress. Yeah.
Oh, man.
One.
Suitable.
Yeah, they're gonna, one of you will go over and look at your gloves, and then you'll sign off on X on, and then we're gonna do your gloves second.
I didn't check them.
Suitable.
You'll check them?
Yeah, Ben will. Yeah.
No, we got to sign first and then they'll check it.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'll give you a little bit later on. Any questions?
We'll go with them ones and these twos. Cheers. Ones. Thank you. Twos. Bag them up. Go.
Yeah. You got there in the end. Pandora's opponent. We're always there for you.
got the wrong glove.
We're always there for you.
Yeah, get them out.
Big time. It's fair.
I think honestly it was just that they just didn't.
I think
They wanted our gloves. They literally wanted our gloves. So.
Yeah, they want to wear our second pair.
Inexperience, honestly.
Pair two. Yeah, it's inexperience. That's all.
It's just they just.
First time in California.
Time in Cali, fighting, I think, outside of their place.
Yeah.
So from there, it's just they don't know the rules. They learned the rules today. So we got Mark from California, and we got Thomas Taylor telling them the rules, and this is how we do it in California. This is how we do it in the United States. Can't wear your opponent's gloves. Can't wear your other fighter's gloves. In the end, it was solid. But Rival came in and just got them the extra pair of gloves that I guess they were wanting. I don't know what was wrong with the other ones because the other ones look exactly the same as ours too.
Yeah.
I guess the confusion was that
different models. I think they were different models. Yeah, different models.
But
that's all.
It's not in the rules.
It wasn't a big deal. It was just.
If they didn't put it in the promotion, if they didn't put it in their contract, then it doesn't matter. They fight with whichever they want to bring. No. Yeah, and say whatever gloves you want to wear, you can wear.
Horseshoe.
The horsehair gloves. The man will still knock you out. Before I ever held a world title, my dad held the mitts in the gym. My father didn't just train me, he built me. Not with shortcuts, not with hype, with discipline. And long before the lights, before the belt, before anyone called me undisputed, there were early mornings when nobody was watching. There were rounds where my arms burned and my legs felt heavy, and my dad would say, "One more." He taught me that talent means nothing without work, that confidence comes from preparation, that champions are made in the quiet. There were no excuses in our house. If I wanted to be great, I had to live like it. In how I trained, how I rested, how I thought. Discipline wasn't punishment, it was love. It was belief. It was him showing me he knew I could be more. Every jab I throw carries his lessons. Every round I win is built on his standards. To every little girl watching, greatness isn't given, it's earned. Listen to the people who push you. Embrace the hard days. Respect the process. Because becoming the best in the world doesn't start on Fight Night. It starts at home.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate is the first rule.
You do not pay-per-view.
You do not pay-per-view.
Do not pay-per-view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule of DAZN Ultimate. Second rule, you don't pay-per-view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year at no extra cost. You do not pay-per-view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Every fighter here is going to fight as hard as he can.
Arnold Barboza Jr.
My people are here from LA, baby.
It's a dream come true, and I've been training hard. Like I've been working towards this. I earned it, not giving it. I'm knocking people out. I'm making people see me.
Most people that go up there, they come back different.
Excuse me?
Let's go! Let's go! The enemy is on the move! Let's go! Move! Move! Get up that wall! The enemy's on the other side! You're not getting out of this nightmare until it's perfect! Perfect! You're never getting out of here! You're gonna be stuck in this nightmare!
And when the man waves hail to the chief, and point the cannon at you, it ain't me. Say it was the right time to walk away, but dreaming takes you nowhere. It's time to play. Bodies get up.
No pain. No pain.
I'm always going to be your coach no matter what.
No matter what?
No matter what.
Cavi, get up. Today's going to be a very hard day. Come on, let's go. Vámonos.
Go ahead. Take my day.
Great video, a little Rocky-esque right there. Skipping rope on the dirt in the chucks. Viola Pandora, you'll see her later on tonight on DAZN. The DAZN broadcast gets going at 5 o'clock. Back here ringside inside the Honda Center, Beth Duran alongside 112-pound champion El Niño Ricardo Sandoval. El Niño, we're going to see another fighter in the smaller divisions. In the minimum weight, to be exact, to be Oscar Collazo. How excited are you to watch a guy like him put on a show?
You know, I'm really excited. You know, Collazo puts on the show every time he steps in the ring. And, you know, Haro's going to come out, you know, trying to take his belts. And I'm excited to see how Collazo comes out on top and defends his belts.
Villalba, Puerto Rico, where Oscar Collazo calls home the WBA and WBO minimum weight titles on the line. And you'll see that later on tonight on DAZN. And he'll be taking on Chiquito Jesus Aro. But one thing about Collazo, he represents Puerto Rico super hard, and he should be. I've been in Puerto Rico when he had a fight, and as soon as he won, everybody was mobbing him. He can't go anywhere, because that's the kind of pride that they have for El Pupilo, Oscar Collazo. Let's go check out this feature that we have about the 105-pound champ.
Even now, in gyms across the world, the next generation of champions is being forged. They fight not just for themselves, but for the chance to follow in the footsteps of giants. In Puerto Rico, boxing isn't just alive. It burns in every heart, from Gomez to Trinidad, from Cotto to Lopez. Puerto Rico carved its name into boxing history. But legacy does not stop. It demands the next heir to the throne. From Villalba, that name has risen. Oscar Collazo, sharpened by struggle, elevated by skill, not bound by what came before, but determined to shape what comes next. And that future leads to one destiny, a path reserved for the rarest of champions.
And the referee taking a good look at down goes Gutierrez. What a right hand from Collazo. Now the WBO and WBA middleweight champion of the world.
When that day arrives, Puerto Rico's story will not just endure. It will ascend, defined by a legacy still being written. This is his road to undisputed.
Diego San Juan, con tus tiempos lloré, de año de infancia, mi primera ilusión, pintura de amor, Puerto Rico del alma.
Puerto Rico is known for the bright lights and energy of San Juan, the capital, the heartbeat of the island. But far from the city, tucked in the mountains, lies Villalba, a quiet town, humble and proud, where life is slower, but dreams burn just as fiercely. It's here that Oscar Collazo's story begins.
I did a lot of sports. I went to baseball, I played basketball, I run track and field, and I used to fight a lot because they used to bully me. I had crazy teeth. They used to call me Bugs Bunny, and I didn't know a lot of Spanish coming in Puerto Rico, and a lot of people they making fun of me. I had to fight. I had to fight every day in the school, and because mommy told me, like every madre boricua, if they making fun of you, do nothing, I'm gonna whoop you.
What began as one boy's fight has become something greater. A journey shared by all who believe in him.
We put Villalba on the map.
As he climbed, so did his people. Their pride, their hope, their spirit rising alongside him.
I just feel happy and feel blessed, to see the difference that people see me then and see me now and just talk to you like they know you forever. It's crazy. It's a blessing. The difference for the people treat me with respect, and I'm humbled by it. And I just love the people in Villalba. They're the best fans I can get, and it's very special to me. Being from here, I train here, seeing different people, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to me to represent Villalba all the way to the top of worldwide.
As Oscar grows, there's always something to learn for those who came before him. The greats know what it means to stand alone under the lights, to feel the weight of expectation, to carry not just a name, but a nation.
We fought for family, Puerto Rico, and ourselves. And being here 10 weeks for a training camp, it's a lot, and then this is you just do, and then I have to find the thing you prepare for here at the gym.
This is what I wanted to be, something important for Puerto Rico. Just seeing the people laughing and receiving me here in Puerto Rico, it's like it gave me like another level in my career and gave me more motivation to keep on winning defending titles and keep on bringing glory to Puerto Rico.
You know, Oscar is a really guy who loves to train, to be in the gym. That's the most important thing that he has. I know that he put himself 100% at the gym in every day, and young guys who can see that can be the same as Oscar.
I always tell him, you're gonna be a world champion. You got everything. You just gotta be intelligent and let the people that is around you help you. Just don't ask. Just do your job, and whoever's in your corner, whoever's working like a team, just listen, and you're gonna be a world champion. You know, at the 18 defense, at 2 world title, Hall of Fame, I know he could do the same thing.
Being part of the Puerto Rican boxers, being one of the greats is all. That's all I want. You know, all I want be my own legacy, be in my own way. But having them there, it's just a blessing to have them, because see what they went through and see what they do to achieve it. I know I'm in the right path.
Fall off balance and come. Whoa! She walked right into that, and what a left hand, and he's got Gutierrez up against the ropes.
And believe me, when I win this fight, the way I'm gonna win this fight is gonna bring fear to the faces. I'm telling you, 2026 is gonna be my road to undisputed champion. The first undisputed champion male boxing in Puerto Rico we're gonna have in 2026. I'm telling you this today.
He does not rest because greatness allows no rest. Sleep does not come easily to those chasing immortality. Oscar Collazo will not stop until that legacy is complete. Until his dream is fulfilled. Until his name stands forever. On the road to undisputed.
Oscar Collazo, KO Yazo, as he said. He'll be coming up later on tonight on DAZN. DAZN gets going at 5 o'clock Pacific time. We got 2 more fights for you here on the Golden Boy YouTube portion. And, you know, earlier this afternoon, we had early knockouts as Leo Sanchez had a 2nd-round KO. Jumba Garcia, a 2nd-round KO. And then the fight before this, Fabian Guzman with the distance. Unanimous decision over Julian Delgado. A good battle back and forth. We have 2 more for you here on YouTube. Ricardo, you ready to see the next 2 fights?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, we got Griffin and then Flores. You know, another action-packed fighters. You know, like to bring it in the ring, and I'm excited for it.
All right, let's look at the tail of the tape for our next bout. Let's check this out. As Caden Griffiths is 7-0 with 6 KOs. He's only 19 years old. And his opponent, Omar Munguia from Guadalajara, a little bit taller than him. He's a veteran at 28. He does have a slight reach advantage. All right, let's go. Let's bring him out right now. Mark Frado, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Anaheim, please welcome next, as he makes his way to the blue corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Omar Bam Bam Munguia.
Feeling himself, Omar Bam Bam Munguia, Guadalajara, Mexico. He's a veteran. 11 fights, 6 stoppages to go with his 8 victories. He's got a veteran squad. He's got Soto Caraz and Cobrita Gonzalez, former champion, in his corner.
And now, please welcome his undefeated opponent to the red corner from Indio, California, Caden Griffiths.
A lot of people want to see this young man. So people asking me, Beto, I'm coming to the fights. start at the zone at 5. I was like, no. Get there early. You do not want to miss Caden Griffith. 19 years old. That's Toño Diaz on his left. Trains him alongside Joel Diaz. Diaz Brothers Training Camp in Indio, California. 7-0, 6 KOs. One of his fights last year in Cancun, the knockout went viral when he knocked his opponent out of the ring. And that was a heck of a battle where Caden was getting tagged. They're bringing him along nicely. Golden Boy signed him. There was a bidding battle over Caden Griffith. Wanted to go with Golden Boy. A lot of respect for Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar's always talking about Caden. He's got the look, he's got the style, and most importantly, has the talent for young Caden Griffith.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here in the center of the ring at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with World of Boxing. And presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline, Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The judges scoring this contest are Rogelio Chapa, Lou Moret, and Jack Reese. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is David Sullivan. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 151.8 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 8 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears green and silver and hails from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Omar Bam Bam Munguia. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 150.6 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 7 bouts, 7 victories, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears red with gold and represents California's Coachella Valley, Indio, California, the undefeated Caden Griffith.
Okay, fighters, I've given you instructions to the locker room. Expect a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Ya te dice sus instrucciones ahí. Okay, escúcheme todo el tiempo. Okay, óyeme todo el tiempo. Okay, this is good here. Pick them up. This is good right here. Pick them up there. Okay, all right, touch gloves.
David Sullivan, the third man in the ring. And it'll be Rogelio Chapa, Lou Moret, Dr. Lou Moret, and Jack Reese, the veteran judges. All right, Caden Griffith. Told a lot of people about this young man a while ago, and he continues to live up to the hype and gets better and better. You know, Ricardo Sandoval, you know those people who just hate everything? There's people who are like never impressed by anything. I got one of those friends, old salty police officer named Ted, who watches everything, but he's never impressed. I was like, Ted, you better watch Caden Griffith. He's like, I'll be the judge of that. His last fight, he's like, oh, okay, Bethel, you're right about that kid. When you're impressing the salty police officer like Ted, you know you're something. And goes to the body right away. Oh, upstairs and dropped him early on. Holy smokes.
That was quick.
I mean, he attacked him, but is Munguia even doing anything? I mean, I want to see some kind of resistance here. He got tagged by Caden.
I like how patient he is after he dropped him. He didn't rush and get the knockout right away.
Oh, big right hand from Caden. A hook from Griffiths. And Munguia wore that. in the corner from Munguia telling you, put your hands up. He's not listening because that hook and a right hand. Body shot upstairs, and this might end quick. Now Munguia finally throws something. Griffith spars Shakram Gias of everybody, and he learns a lot, and he brings it to the ring. Moving at the waist, the 19-year-old. Big thudding hook. Munguia, a lot of punishment, and it goes down, and it's over. A first-round KO for Caden Griffiths. He's now 8-0, 7 KOs, and Munguia offered nothing.
Yeah, you can see right away the power of Griffin's. The way when he dropped in the beginning, he threw that overhand right, and his opponent Omar Munguia just stayed frozen, and he just hit him right there and just dropped him. And then you can see after that, he never recovered.
Yeah, good knockout, but you're not learning anything off of that. But the development of young fighters is about going up there, but it was nothing. And Griffiths will be the first one to be critical, say, I get better work in the gym with Shakram Gias, was Ivdil Madrimov, but he did his job, and that right there is real power.
Yeah, you can see where he froze him right there. He landed, he just froze him and just... I thought, no, that wasn't the knockdown. Right there. Froze him right there a little bit, and boom. Set up with the uppercut and left hook on top. Uppercut before he went down. Yeah, that was a good combination putting together. Beautiful body shot right there. Steps back, counter with the overhand right, and that's referee said that was it.
Oh. Go back to the corner, and he'll be in the gym on Monday.
Yeah, for sure. Get ready for the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, David Sullivan, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 2 minutes, 9 seconds in the very first round. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated from Indio, California, Caden Griffiths.
And we will be talking to Caden Griffiths. He'll be coming over to join us right now. And Caden will be a future. You'll see him back in the ring soon. I know Oscar Doyle and Eric Gomez are really high up on the game. Yep. And we'll have him in the ring immediately. If the gauze goes flying out. But, hey, the fighter just fights. Whoever's in front of you, you take care of business. And he did that. Munguia walking off on his own power. The doctors cleared him to go. And he took some big shots. He took a pounding. Did Omar Munguia. All right, one more fight to go, and that's going to be Grant Flores. And then at 5 o'clock Pacific time, you're going to see the DAZN broadcast with Joel Iriarte and Gabriela Fundora, Alexis Rocha, Oscar Collazo, and the main event of Arnold Barboza Jr. and Kenneth Sims Jr. So that'll be the main event, Lyra. All right, great job by our replay crew finding you the highlights, and let's look at the highlights of that first round KO. 209 to be exact of the first round.
See the overhand right, frozen there. Came in, come forward, and couldn't do anything. Left hook to the chest, just frozen there. Overhand, set up with the uppercut.
Yeah, that was the first knockdown.
Yeah, that was the first one right there.
And then we're going to see more of the punches coming through.
Chopping right hand, and that's it.
And that was it. David Sullivan jumped on it. It was a matter of time as he took care of business. Let's get the headset right there. Join now ringside, Caden Griffith. The camera's right there, Caden. You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I said at the end, not much resistance from your opponent. That's not your job. Your job is to go in there and take care of business. What did you like about the way that you performed?
There's not really much to go off of. It was a really short fight, but, I did what I was supposed to this time, My last fight, I wasn't setting anything up. I was just throwing everything with power. This fight, you can see in the beginning, I started tapping him even when I could have threw hard. I didn't. I picked the right shot, and, once I had him hurt, I found the shot again. I didn't just, throw a bunch of punches with no direction.
Yeah, Caden, the thing about you is, I said it, Ricardo, you'll be back at the gym on Monday, right?
100%. Yeah, we're always training.
The fighters are ready to go. Now, Ricardo, so this is Ricardo's first broadcast right here. So the champ is out here doing it. So I told them that there's the people that I've been telling them, get to the fight early, right, Ricardo? And then the salty people who are like, I'm never impressed by anybody out there, right? And you're putting on a name for yourself. You're opening up some eyes. Why should people be buying Caden stock right now?
I think I have a very entertaining style. I'm a boxer first, but I'm also an entertainer. I'm here for the fans, So anything that I can do to have the fans enjoy my fights and, sell tickets and, just get out here and be, maybe the next face of boxing, It's a goal that I'm working towards. So, God willing, I keep doing my thing.
Yeah, it's really good, bro. You put like the touches you were talking about. I seen that you hit him with the overhand right hand. You took a little step back. You measured with that left hook, and you came with the left on top, and then he just fell down.
Yeah,
that's really important.
We were working on it a lot this camp, just because we watched film on all of our fighters, as you know. But no, we saw that he likes to lunge in with his head, so it was just about timing that right hand. And luckily we were able to get it done in the first round. I got hit behind the head.
Yeah, I saw
at
that
some point, but it is what it is. It happens in boxing, so. On to the next.
You spar Israel Madrimov. You spar Shakram Giasa. Who are some of the other names that you've worked around in the bin?
Murjan Akhmadaliev, Ruslan Abdullayev, who just fought.
Oh, you saw Ruslan too? Wow.
Yeah, so, all these guys. Grant Flores.
We'll see Grant coming up next.
Yeah, he's a great fighter. You guys are going to love his style as well. We worked with fighters all over Southern California, all over the U.S., so, it's definitely a blessing to be in the position that I'm in, and I can't wait to continue to show my talent in future fights.
Carly, got a question, Ricardo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is it when you spar those type of fighters? In the training camp, what confidence does it give you when you come in and you come out here and fight?
Well, I just know that if I'm able to get in the ring with those high-level opposition fighters and sparring, right? That tells me that I'm ready for anybody that Golden Boy is going to put in front of me. Anybody that they want to give me, I know that I've been able to go rounds with Israel Madrimov, Shakram Giasov, all these guys. So are my opponents as good as them? No. So if I'm not doing my job and getting them out of there, that makes me not look good. Even though if I have a stellar performance where I shut them out all 6 rounds, all 8 rounds, my job is to get in there and prove that I'm better than the rest of the fighters.
Yeah, yesterday when I interviewed you at the weigh-in, you said that you sparred Madrimov, who you thought beat Crawford, right?
Right.
You didn't say that you beat Crawford, right?
No.
Because you saw the social media go crazy. And when I tell you, don't read the comments, bro.
Oh no, I mean it's all part of the sport, But no, Crawford fanboys love to get on there and spread hate. But it's okay. I mean, it's going to happen. You're not going to be loved by everybody, Luckily.
Well, they're loving you right now because you're knocking people out.
Yeah, but I mean, that comes with that. For 3 people that love you, one's going to hate you. And that's just the way it goes. But I'm willing to get in there with anybody and hopefully make fans out of these haters.
I got to ask, this robe right here.
It's pretty nice, right?
This is beautiful right here. What's the inspiration for this?
Okay, so Triple G is one of my favorite fighters, as you know.
All right, let's get this.
I didn't want to steal the exact design.
Okay.
But I wanted something similar. So I told the guy who makes my stuff, Eddie Aguilera, I told him, hey, man, what can we do here? What can we kind of take inspiration from? So back in January, I did the blue and gold, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do red and gold this time. But
so this is going to be the theme moving forward with you? Something like this?
This is my first round knockout, so I might have to keep it,
Okay, it works right there. It's 19-year-old Caden Griffiths. You can check him out. He'll be back in the gym on Monday. We'll see him soon. Can I have this?
You know what? I might let you have it.
Yeah, all right.
It might fit you. It's a little long on me.
No, man, I'm a heavyweight. I ain't wearing that right there. Good luck to you, man. Congratulations. Always good to see you. And Nino, I told you, I told you you're going to be impressed by him. He came out here. He did his job right there.
Nah, I've been looking at him. You know, he puts in the show each time.
Get out of here. I'm gonna go pick that up. That's a beautiful robe right there, man. That's good stuff. Hey, can I have your robe?
Which one?
Any of them. Well, we're like size extra small, right?
Yeah, you good. Yeah, I might get you one.
I'm out here just begging for everything right now. If anybody wants to send me merch, I'll take it right there. There's his father right there. Check it out. Robert Griffiths, who, great job. He has a good team behind it with Tonya and everybody else. I look at everybody else. Good job behind them. They're loaded. They're knocked out. And then there you Sue. The bazooka's ready to go.
Congratulations.
Hey, come here. Look at the camera right there. The bazooka opened up the broadcast today with the KO. All right. Now, Caden had the KO, so congratulations to you, my man. Joel, great job today as always. So the KOs have been here. We've had 4 fights here on YouTube, 3 KOs. What will happen next? Grant Flores against Rashid Stevens coming up, and then at 5 o'clock, you'll need DAZN. I got to go back into the locker room and take that bro from Caden. We'll be back on a break here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California.
And that's what Ryan Garcia's going to need, that right hand. Down he goes, just like that.
To Kurt Stevenson, let's go. Let's run that.
The new WBC.
There's something special, though, about a big Vegas night. I think maybe because it's not just fight night, it's fight week. Everyone comes, everyone's dressed up, everyone likes to have a bit of a flutter, have a drink, and then they all kind of just descend upon this place.
Do we get that aggressive Ryan Garcia tonight like we got in the Devin Haney fight? That's what we want to see.
I need to see that same fire, that same passion that we saw against Devin Haney. When he fought Devin Haney, even before we knew about the positive test, we looked at Ryan Garcia and said, Ryan Garcia's back. This is a guy that can still be a superstar in this sport. Fast forward to a year, and he was sleepwalking through that fight against Rolly Romero in New York. I want to see him take all of his punches out of the locker room and leave them in the gym.
Well, I think it's going to win. I think Ryan Garcia is going to win. Gary Russell is going to win. And I think Albright is going to pull an upset.
Mike Morrell, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Morrell, the best against the rest.
I wish I could do this, man. Yeah, come on. It's going to be a good one.
The main event is in the house. There is the challenger, King Ryan Garcia, coming off a loss against weight class and getting a world title shot.
Big night. Very excited. We've done nothing but train. There's nothing left to do, but everything's on the line right now. This is his moment. It's a big moment, and he's absolutely ready for this.
It makes me so proud to see that he started at a young age up to this level. I mean, it's just, how a father just wouldn't expect anything less but to be proud.
Mario Barrios, quiet, subdued, disciplined, fundamentally sound. I think he's disrespected. He's a lot better than given credit for.
I've been with Mario since his pro debut. He became a 2-time world champion for a reason. He's going to defend the title tonight, and we're going to walk away with that Ring Magazine bout, and that's legacy in and of itself, and I know he put the work in.
You see something in there you don't like and you want to get that fight stopped, there'll be an inspector sitting right next to you. Tell the inspector you want the fight stopped. They'll get on the ring apron, they'll get my attention, and we'll stop.
On DAZN, the fights never stop. With the biggest nights in boxing all year long.
It has never been bigger for any fighter in the history of this country.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Every week, it's on. And join us ringside, the undisputed global home of boxing. Watch only on DAZN.
Inside the Honda Center, one more fight to go here on the YouTube portion. Thanks for joining us, Beth Duran, alongside the 100-pound, 112-pound champion, Ricardo El Niño Sandoval. You see all kinds of stuff going on here. It's a good energy, good vibe. And if you're watching this on YouTube on your way over here, like, this place is going to be crowded pretty good later on the night. It's going to be a good show, good energy. Of course, the main event, Arnold Barboza Jr. against Kenneth Sims Jr. in the main event. And we appreciate everybody watching us on YouTube, wherever you may be, because this is always what Golden Boy is doing. They're giving you an opportunity to see the prospects early, and then come on over to the fights and hang out with you. That's exactly what you want to have. 4 fights so far, Ricardo. We've had 3 knockouts. You liking the energy?
Yeah, I'm liking all the fights so far. You know, we're getting a lot of knockouts. That's what we all want to see. We want to see the knockouts, and that's what you should. Everybody should come early. Tune into the people to the fighters that are barely starting, the prospects, and because they're here to put on the show.
All right, well, you want to put on the show, but also sometimes in this sport you're going to face people that you've known forever, and tonight we're going to see that in Alexis Rocha and Joseph Diaz Jr. Nothing personal, it's just business, but that has the opportunity. JoJo has cleaned up his life, as he says, that he's locked in training with Freddie Roach. Alexis is always in the gym, locked in. As Alexis will say, I'm the most boring guy you're ever going to meet. But this is a fight that's interesting because Alexis has been out of the ring for more than a year, and because of that, we don't know what he's going to offer. JoJo's been active, had a hell of a fight in Chicago against Regis Prograis, and he sees, like, he's locked in right now. He sees the opportunities for him because a former world champion, but going up to 47, it's a different world. But JoJo always brings it because he has that heart of a fighter. Could this be the one where you're like, damn, that's the one I'm going to remember?
Yeah, this is a fight where they're going to go toe-to-toe. You know, this is a fight where there's going to be a lot of action. You know, like you said, JoJo is here to prove that he still belongs in the top level. And then Rocha's, he's here to say that I'm here to fight for the world title. So now it's going to be a great clash in between two great fighters, and it's going to be good to watch.
Obviously, when you come up with the amateurs, you see different fighters. You're like, oh, yeah, I know him. You're like, maybe one day we're going to have a fight. I never thought I'd see Alexis and JoJo fight, but these two are ready to go, man. It should be it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that's the one you looked at it like, as a fighter yourself, you're like, damn, who could you fight that you grew up with? Anybody like that? Oh, they all outgrew you, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this the weight joke, but no, that's what it is. Because you guys were the same side, but you never grew up with 126 like that.
Yeah. Most of the people that I fight in the amateurs are fighting at 130, 135. I'm at 112.
Yeah, and you're a champion at 112. If you're coming to the fights right now, we appreciate you hanging out on YouTube. Hey, you're driving, put it on your phone, put that CarPlay. You can check us out on your way to the Honda Center right now. Our Golden, actually, let's take a quick break before we come back for one more fight here from the Honda Center.
This is Alexis Rocha.
This is JoJo Diaz.
And this is The Truth.
All right, so when was the first time you heard of JoJo Diaz?
The first time I heard of JoJo Diaz was back in, I think, 2011. You're barely going to start for the Campaign Olympics. Mm-hmm. I remember because Ronnie, my older brother, he was with you. I think that's really what I first heard from you.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
When was the first time you heard of Alexis Rocha?
I heard of Alexis Rocha from Ronnie Rios as well. I was always, a big Ronnie Rios fan growing up and stuff. And after that, I seen that he had a little brother, Alexis Rocha, and then that's when you said, turning pro and, followed his steps. And here you are today, man. Now we're fighting.
Yeah.
All right, what was the longest point of your boxing career, and what was the highest point of your boxing career?
Oh, the lowest point of my boxing career for me, I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I think my losses are definitely my lowest points. I think when I lost to Rashidi Ellis, that was definitely low. But then getting knocked out to Giovanni Santillan was definitely something I never experienced. Never been dropped, never been hurt, never been embarrassed like that in front of my fans. Yeah. I think that was probably the lowest point of my boxing career. And the highest point of my boxing career would probably be, oh, man. I don't know. I think getting signed to Golden Boy Promotions, my pro debut, I think that was super big for me. I think I had a good amateur background, then I got signed with Golden Boy, and then my career just took off from there.
So, hell yeah.
What was the lowest point of your boxing career, and what was the highest point of your boxing career?
My lowest point of my boxing career was, I would say, you know, the strugglings outside of the sport of boxing, you know, dealing with, you know, all the temptations and having the money, not knowing how to invest, and, you know, thinking that the money was going to last forever. Started living like a lavish lifestyle and stuff. Yeah. But after that, my highest point in my boxing career, I would say, is now, man. I mean, I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm finally, you know, got my head on my shoulders. Both my physical and mental is right, and I got, you know, Freddie Roach on my team. Got everybody, you know, that is, you know, healthy and supporting me on my side. So I feel like this is the best version of me now.
How would you describe a Mexican-American boxer?
I would describe a Mexican-American boxer as very rugged, a person that, you know, really fights for their heritage and fights out of their heart.
So us,
yeah, just us, man. That's what we do, man. I mean, I don't like really, I mean, I love all the championships and stuff like that, man, but I mean, I do this to protect my family and, you know, to show everybody the right way of living and stuff. So, I mean, my favorite fighter as a Mexican-American was Oscar De La Hoya, and I thank him for providing this opportunity for both of us, man. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. We're able to live our life, live our dreams through him, so I'm thankful. There was talks about you possibly taking on Arnold Barboza at some point. Were you surprised that Jojo Diaz stepped up and took the challenge?
Yeah, there was definitely talks of me fighting Arnold Barboza, but, you know, things fell through. I still sit on the card. Then when I heard about your name, man, it's a pleasure. It's respect. It's an honor to fight you.
Mm-hmm. Likewise, bro. It's a real honor too, man. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, me too, brother. Why did you make the change to train at Wild Card with Freddie Roach, and what has been your biggest improvement?
I think the biggest change for me the isolation and separation from my family, dude. I was in Texas and I was training with Paulie Ayala and them, but everything was going good, but every single night, man, I missed my kids, and I just wanted to be, you know, closer to them. So I was just praying every single day, and thankfully everything, you know, followed the way it did. And now I'm training with Freddie Roach. I'm able to see my daughters, and everything's coming on full circle.
Okay.
Let me see. How dangerous is Jojo Diaz, especially coming off such a long time of inactivity?
Jojo's going to be very dangerous. I think you're going to bring the fight to me, and you never shy away. You're never in any easy fights, I should say. You've always been there in front of every fighter and always been there up in their face.
Exactly, yeah. That's how I feel too, man. And do you think our fight is going to be the main event? You think we're going to steal the show?
Oh, definitely. I definitely think our fight's going to steal the show. Yeah. Heck yeah. Why move up a weight class and take on one of the dangerous fighters in the division, Alexis Rocha?
For me in my career right now, I really don't care, you know, about the weights or the bouts or anything like that. I'm looking to fight the toughest challenges and, you know, take on the toughest competitors to get my name sparking again and get my name buzzing to provide for my kids. So I know that your name was mentioned along with other names, but I know that this is a very, very tough fight for myself, and I know that you're a tough opponent, man. So I know it's going to be a good night for the boxing and for the fight fans. Will a victory be enough, or do you feel any added pressure or having to knock a smaller opponent who is fighting in your weight class for the first time?
That's funny. I mean, I think there's always going to be pressure no matter who I fight. There's always going to be pressure. Whoever you fight on a big stage, when there's lights, cameras, and action, people rolling your name, there's always going to be pressure. Only pressure that I honestly believe that matters, the pressure that I put on myself.
Exactly. That's right.
If you need to, how confident are you that you can take the power of Lex?
I feel like I mean we're boxers, bro. I mean, we've been doing this for years, man. So I mean, it's nothing new to us. You know, the punches, the power, and the impact. It's all about just the preparation and how we prepared for this fight. So I know that you're training 100%, and I'm training 100%. So it's going to be, you know, all-out war for everybody. So I'm excited for that. Have we seen the best version of Alexis Rocha yet?
I don't think so. I don't think no one's seen the best version of me. I think once I go in there, follow my game plan actually, and I'm healthy, I think that's going to be the best version of myself.
Awesome, bro.
If you have more championship experience than Rocha, how would that come into play on Saturday night?
Like I said, I mean, you're a hell of a fighter, man. You have experience as well, bro. So I think it's just all about experience and the skill set. But like I said, man, you're the best, I'm the best, and we're going to go out there and give the fight fans what they want to see, and that's all I war for. You know, Santa Ana for Almonte, man, SoCal. SGV, baby.
Yes, sir.
That'll be later on the night on DAZN. Alexis Rocha against Joseph Diaz Jr., a SoCal clash. A lot of respect between those two. Good to see that coming up later. Beth Duran alongside the champion, Ricardo Sandoval, now joined by a special guest, host of the Brown Bag Mornings, the podcast, Letty Seco. And by the way, marathon runner, LA Marathon. Let's go.
Thank you.
Get
Marathon walker.
Don't let the details get in the way, Letty. All right, so you got a special thing going on Monday through Friday with your Brown Bag crew.
Yes.
But today, what are you doing for the Golden Boy show?
Today is going to be so much fun. We are streaming live, myself, Darius Fogum, and Eric Priest. We're going to be on the Golden Boy TikTok and YouTube channel, so wherever you check out or like to see this type of stuff, we're going to be there having a blast, and we hope you can join us too.
So the watch along, so
Yes.
that's the new thing. That's what the kids do. I
Yes.
mean, Ricardo, you're young. You know about that. So the watch along.
W's in the chat.
Yeah.
W's in the chat.
I'm sure that's something I should know about, but I don't. But it's the watch along where you guys are reacting to the fights.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, and there's going to be a lot of surprise guests too coming through. Of course, we're going to have a chat so we can actually engage back and forth with you. It's going to be a great time.
Ricardo, you might sound like you might be one of the guests over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Simple as that. So you got Fulgham and Eric Priest coming
Yes,
through.
it's gonna be a
And
great
it's on the Golden Boy TikTok?
TikTok and YouTube channel. Might as well follow all the socials. Hit us up on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. Golden Boy everything.
And Letty does a great job. If you ever go to the fights, you get the VIP experience. Letty's one of the hosts
Thank you,
for us.
Beto.
You'll see him in Vegas doing a great time. But it's one thing when you're at a fight. It's another thing when you're doing the watch along. So
Oh,
the
I know.
vibes are going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be
And-
cussing.
Right, and wherever you are at, if you're at the gym, if you're in the car, if you're at home, and you want to chime in and let us know your thoughts too, that's where you can engage with us too. So it's going to be a cool 3D experience where you get to watch the fight with us, a.k.a. the watch-along.
Do we have a homie helpline for today?
Hilarious.
No?
No, not today, thank goodness. Thank
All right.
goodness. Not right now.
But we have a boxer hotline. We have a boxer helpline.
Yes.
Check it out, the Golden Boy Watch Party with Letty, the one and only. All right, let's look at the tail of the tape for our next fight. It'll be Grant Flores taking on Rashid Stevens, and you'll see that coming up next. Grant, 12-0. Stevens, a veteran of 9 fights. And Grant has the height advantage as always in this division. 6'1", and he makes the weight easy. Mark Prado, bring him out.
Fight fans here in Anaheim, please join us as we welcome to the blue corner from Columbus, Ohio, Rashid Boogeyman Stevens.
Boogeyman, a nickname given to him by his grandfather when he was fighting in the amateurs, because they would show up to fights and all of a sudden the opponent didn't show up, and the grandpa said, you know what, you're the Boogeyman. And that's common in the amateurs, right, where guys all of a sudden forget their mouthpiece or they just don't show up.
Yeah, it's really common in the amateurs where they see a name, they see a certain name in the bracket, and they just make up with an excuse and they pull out, or they actually move up in weight, or they move down just to not fight that fighter.
Well, he was the Boogeyman. He went to the Olympic trials once.
And now, making his way to the red corner, undefeated from Coachella, California, please welcome Grant Flores.
12-0, 9 stoppages. Grant Flores grew up in Coachella. The 21-year-old has been making noise in the Southern California scene. Golden Boy Fight Night, we just have it on Thursday nights in Indio. He was putting on a show, knocking people out. He's now training at Robert Garcia's gym. Oscar Gracia is his coach, alongside Robert Garcia, who's helping him out. Started his career with the Diaz brothers. He gets great work everywhere. Slow walk, enjoying the walk. This is our last bout for you here on YouTube. At 5 o'clock, you'll need the DAZN app. Check it out. And on DAZN, you'll see Joel Iriarte, Gabriela Fundora, Alexis Rocha, Jojo Diaz, Oscar Collazo, and Arnold Barboza and Kenneth Sims Jr. Brandon all green.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the center of the ring here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. This is Golden Boy Boxing on YouTube. Our next contest is scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. It's presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and brought to you by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline. Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The judges scoring this contest are Don DeVerges, Jack Reese, and Giovanni Varela. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Ivan Guillermo. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 156 pounds even. As a professional, his record stands with 6 victories, 1 defeat, 2 draws, 5 of those 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with blue and silver. Hails from Columbus, Ohio, now living, training, and fighting out of Gardena, California. Please welcome Rashid Boogeyman Stevens. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 155 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 12 bouts, 12 victories, 9 of those 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears green, trimmed in white, and represents Coachella, California. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Grant Flores.
Rashid, Grant, you both received your instructions in the locker room. Grant, I'm going to let you work to here. Rashid, I'm going to let you work to right here, all right? We have 8 rounds. Let's have a good, clean fight. Good luck.
Ivan Guillermo, the third man in the ring. It'll be Don DeVerges, Giovanni Varela, and Jack Reese are judges. Grant Flores, big-time prospect for Golden Boy, 21 years old. His cousin is Manny Flores, also a Golden Boy signee, but Grant is the one that is the hot shot prospect. 12-0, 9 stoppages, tall frame. And he's going up against Rashid Stevens, a slick fighter. I haven't seen him in a couple years. Stevens, born in Ohio, now living in Gardena, California, training at Hill Street Boxing in Long Beach, where Zurdo Ramirez used to train back in the day. Be a good matchup, good test right here. At least on paper it is. Ricardo Sandoval.
Yeah, this is a good fight. You know, a righty against a lefty. You know, there's gonna be whoever wins that foot outside of the leading one.
So just keep that foot on the outside, right?
Yeah, keep that foot on the outside. Yeah, it's that foot battle.
Brandon Clark, the trainer for Rashid Stevens from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio to be exact. And Ernesto Mercado Sr. is also in the corner of Stevens, the father of Tito Mercado, who's making a lot of noise in Southern California. You know Tito, right?
Yeah, I know Tito. Yeah, we actually sparred once when he was like lighter. It was years back.
Swing and a miss from Stevens. The boogeyman in black. The development of a young fighter, that's what the Golden Boys doing with Flores. Giving him tougher opponents, And See, and this is where he's going to have a lefty who's going to be slick about it. I think I've done all of Grant's fights, so he was early on, of course, getting the early knockouts, and then moving on and becoming more of a boxer and being calm, being relaxed. So if you want to see Grant keep that left foot on the outside?
Yeah, you want to keep his left foot on the outside.
Right now he's stepping on him.
Yes, it's gonna be it's always complicated when you're fighting a lefty. So you always want to keep the outside, his left foot outside of his opponent's right foot.
So keep Grant's white foot on the outside of the blue.
Yeah. And that's when he has that's where the punches come in, the combinations.
Good right hand landed flush by Flores. And Stevens, the book on Stevens, he's a slick fighter. So he's going to give you the weird angle, that little shoulder roll. It's going to be hard to hit him flush.
That was a good fill-out round.
That's exactly what it was for Grant. Look at some of the comments on the Go the Boy YouTube page, people following along, and you know we do read the comments occasionally. I'd love to see where people are checking in right now. You have the Lopez family in Chicago, you have people in New York, you have people in the South watching us. Of course, Columbus, Ohio representing strong for Rashid Stevens right now for the Boogeyman. That's why the YouTube is there for you. You can check out. But at 5 o'clock, top of the hour, you'll need the DAZN app. And then if you want to stick on the YouTube, you can check out the Golden Boy watch along with Letty and there's Fulgham and Eric Priest. Palm Springs, of course, the Coachella Valley checking out Grant Flores. People in Georgia, Philippines watching, Tampa, Florida. Good body shot from Flores. So if you're taking on a southpaw, Ricardo, if you're Grant Flores right now, what do you do in this second round?
What I would do is start keeping that head movement, always keeping head movement and just sticking the jab. You should start throwing a little bit more feints as well, because you can see that Stevens is just waiting for him to get countered. So see right there, he's just trying to throw the left hand. I want to see a little bit more feints from Flores.
And this was scheduled for 8 rounds. But why do you want to see the feints?
Because it makes Stevens react, and then that's where Flores could counter that, and then that's when he starts landing more punches.
Good stuff. That's the voice of Ricardo Sandoval, who yesterday Matchroom won a purse bid for Sandoval Yafai. So with the details of that fight and when and where it's going to happen, it will come out soon. But now you have an opponent.
Yeah, he's actually a lefty as well.
There you go. So you're watching really closely. How many lefties have you fought, do you think?
I fought in one lefty.
Only one?
This will be my second left.
You've been wanting this Yafai fight for a while.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Grant dropped him. He's been wanting that knockdown for a while, too. Stevens gets up. Just slow. Then the bomb was brought by Flores. 30 seconds to go in round number 2. On the center, on its feet right now. Coachella on its feet for Grant Flores. Stevens just going to try to duck. Bouncing off the ropes. They're telling him to hold, and he's not doing that. The boogeyman got caught. Uppercut. Flores. 10 seconds to go. Boogeyman trying to survive, and he's in trouble against the rope. Flores loading up and drops him again. For the second time in the round, Stevens goes down. Will he beat the count? And he survives. He's got to figure out which corner he's going to because Stevens is in a lot of trouble.
That was a beautiful shot. He didn't even see that coming. It was sneaked overhand right.
Look at the replay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right there. He just seen it. He touched. You can see that he threw, I think, the left hand. Yeah, he threw his left hand, just countered it.
A quick right hook by Grant Flores.
And then he started putting that pressure on.
That's the pressure right there. Dropped him.
It's not constant. It was constant pressure, but it was intelligent pressure. Not lunging in, and because he knows that Stevens got power. You know, he got from his 6 victories, he got 5 knockouts. So
third round. It's scheduled for 8. Did Stevens recover in that minute after getting dropped twice in the second? The great work that Flores gets with Robert Garcia's gym. The champions that he has in there. And the champions that he's fought or he's sparred in the past. And Grant is a very, very mature 21-year-old. He's locked in, doesn't mess around, goes to the gym, goes home.
See, right away, as soon as the round started, I could see all the feints that Flores is throwing. He's throwing a lot of feints, which is a good thing.
Yeah, you were asking for him, and he did them, and it's working. Yeah, the boogeyman's not trying to engage right now. Flores just bouncing on his toes in the center of the ring. Right hand from Flores. Body shot. Stevens has no answer right now. He's just reacting, not being first at all. Finally, he lands a body shot.
Nice effort.
Stevens just keeping his hands really low, especially after getting caught with the quick right hook. Good idea to keep the hands that low, Ricardo.
Maybe the double shot that body shot hurt him. So that's it.
Okay.
So maybe he's covering it. That's why he has it so low. It could be his style.
Team's asking for the body shot. He gets one through.
Another body shot there. He brings it on top as well.
Stevens bouncing off the ropes. Uppercut, left hook by Flores. As we approach a minute to go in round number 3. A few fights ago, Grant would have came up this round and just unloaded and thrown a bunch of punches. That wouldn't have been as effective. He's boxing now. He's growing up as a fighter.
That's the experience. The experience he's getting from all the fights. You know, now he's fighting better competition. Now, so he's working on his advantage. So that's how you know that Golden Boy's doing a good job with him. You know, putting better opposition against him, and he's showing that throughout the fights.
12-0, 9 stoppages is Grant Flores. His last fight fought the rugged veteran Courtney Pennington, who was a journeyman who's going to make it rough, and he went 8 solid rounds. But he had to learn from that. And Grant even dropped Pennington in the 7th, but got up and survived.
Another good round by Flores.
You see Tito Mercado's dad representing for his son. Robert Garcia, the instruction. Carla Gracia with the glasses in the corner for him. All right, fourth round of action. It looks like Stevens has recovered from being knocked down twice in the second round. Seems like Flores is just taking his time, finding what's going to work for him.
Pull your arm out, pull your arm out, pull your arm out, pull it out from there.
Because Stevens just can be defensive, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see that he's just trying to avoid the punch. He's just trying to survive. And we all know Flores is trying to get the knockout. He's trying to get him out of there.
Is this where like activity from Flores would make a difference? Be more active?
It could, but he knows that. He got to be careful. Not get caught with a good punch. So he right now he's just keeping the pace. This is the fourth round. Just bringing him down little by little, and then he's trying to set up with another good punch that he did in the second round.
They keep telling Stevens in the corner to go right, go right. What do they mean by that?
It's the same thing as for Flores. Flores should go left because he's trying to is winning the battle of the foot of the foot. So that's why they're telling him to move. For him, is to move right, and then for Flores to start moving left.
Flores thinks in a good body shot. And Stevens, there's that veteran move. Just hold on to the gloves, away from the referee. 38-year-old Stevens. Start using those tricks that a salty vet knows. You hear the corner. It's Brandon Clark, his trainer, telling him just work, work. And that left hook is working for Grant Flores. Now this is good for Stevens right here, right? Keep him nice and tight. Don't let Grant extend his hands.
Yeah, he's staying inside. That's Stevens' work right there.
But don't stand still like that.
He gotta keep moving his head. As soon as
watch out, cameraman. As Flores punched Stevens into our camera crew. Great job by our cameraman holding on to his spot. You got to make sure you get the shot. Yeah, great job by everybody working with our broadcast tonight. The replay crew, the truck, the audio, producer, director, Luis Gonzalez. Of course, the cameraman. Can't do it without them. 5 o'clock Pacific, top of the hour. You'll need DAZN. You'll need the app to see 5 more fights. This is our last one for free here on YouTube.
Let's go.
Round number 5, scheduled for 8. From inside the Honda Center, home of the Anaheim Ducks hockey team. Main event tonight, Arnold Barboza, Kenneth Sims, the boss man from Southside Chicago, coming to LA. Oscar Collazo, the co-feature, Alexis Rocha, Jojo Diaz, and of course, unified champion Gabriela Fundora. All goes going at 5 o'clock with Joel Iriarte. All right, Grant's in control of this fight, but is this where you want to see him kind of step on the gas?
Yeah, I feel like he can. I don't know what I think he just wants to look for that one shot, counter him coming in. But he can. He should start putting a little bit more pressure. Rocking the body, bringing it on top.
Break him down.
Yes, they start breaking him down. Like the knockdown came when he was inside and he just looped the overhand right hand.
Yeah, and then the second knockdown came for the pressure, the combination that he put together.
Exactly.
Oh, good left hook from Stevens. Flores got caught. Best punch of the night for Rashid Stevens, the boogeyman.
Watch those heads, guys. Watch those heads. Stop. Stop. Stop.
Leave that body. Leave that body, Sheen. Leave that body.
If you're Grant Flores and you're the main event on the YouTube portion, you want people to see you more often. We've been hyping you up, and you got to close this show. There's a lot of talk about young Flores, especially at the 154-pound division. He's going to outgrow it. He's 21. He's going to move on up to 60 eventually, 68. But right now he can start moving up.
Yeah, he's a big 154. You can see.
Yeah, this one was agreed to at 55, but his future is there. Disciplined, hard worker, always in the gym. Timekeeper Keenan, let us know it's the final seconds. All right, so you fight. It could be in his country.
I'm not sure. That's what their Golden Boy is negotiating right now.
Okay.
Working on details to see the date and the venue, and we should be knowing some news really soon.
All right. So when people say, "Oh, the fighter," no, they don't know. the purse bid happened yesterday. Now it's the negotiations because Matchroom won the purse bid to have Sandoval against EFI. But wherever it goes, you always put on a show, whether it's in England or Japan. That's what you do, Ricardo Sandoval.
Yeah, I fight anywhere. It doesn't matter. I've been fighting wherever they put me. I fought in Mexico. I fought in the U.S. I fought in Japan. I fought in the UK before, and I'm just here to fight and have fun with it.
And now you're making your broadcast debut in Grant Flores, trying to get to where you're at, fight all over the world.
Yeah, you just gotta keep putting in the work, and he'll get there one day. You see the combinations coming in, right?
He's got to get through these veteran fighters. That sounds like a broken record, but the progression of a young fighter is very, very important. You can't just have a speed through and skip the steps. I mean, it looks great when you're knocking everybody out early, but then what do you learn?
Yeah, exactly. That's where you have to step up the opposition. Get some rounds in, get the feeling of different fighters, and that's what Flores is getting today. He's getting a lefty, slick. He likes to move around, and Flores is getting the rounds and the experience that he needs.
Felipe in the YouTube chat on the Golden Boy YouTube page says, "Yup, El Nino fought everywhere." Gotta get you fight at your school, Cal State San Bernardino. You're alumni. I mean, you graduated from there. You might as well have a fight there.
They have a nice little what was it, like a little theater?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Yeah, it would be cool to fight there one day.
I'll call the president. I know a guy. So far today, we've had KOs for Leo Sanchez, Jumbo Garcia, Fabian Guzman went the distance, and Caden Griffiths had a first-round KO. Guys are fighting at 155. Beth Duran alongside the champ, Ricardo Sandoval, here on the broadcast. At 5 o'clock, you'll need YouTube, and you'll see Sergio Mora, Chris Mannix, and Todd Grisham on that show. And they're to my left right now doing rehearsals. Of course, our main event tonight is Barboza and Sims. You see Robert Garcia giving instructions. Felipe Campa also in the corner. Round number 7. I didn't think we'd get this far because Rashid Stevens got dropped hard twice in the second round. Survived right at the bell. Grand Flores, a 21-year-old in green, Coachella Valley. Yeah, a couple fights ago, Grand Flores and his trainer, Oscar Gracia, were going to Robert Garcia camp, and they were training there, and they liked the energy, they liked the environment, and they left Joel Diaz. Just, you know, the different environments, they like the approach for it. Nothing, just business. You're with your trainer, Monchis, but you see that a lot where it's a fit, whatever you like, and you make an adjustment.
Yeah, and I've been with Monchis since the start of my career. There's fighters that they like to move around. They switch for, maybe it's a good thing that they want to switch. They want something new, a new environment, like you said. They want to find new techniques, new.
Stevens is landing some shots here. The new techniques, the new environment, but it's Flores who is getting hit. His nose is now bleeding. You talk about new environments, and that's what Rashid Stevens did. Coming to training in Southern California. He was telling us a story, remember, that out of the amateurs, Floyd Mayweather tried to sign him. And so he was in Vegas for a couple of years, still as an amateur, never signed with Floyd. He's been bouncing around. A couple of years off, now back in here.
What a shot.
There's that shot. Now Grant is getting tagged by Stevens. So is Stevens doing enough to turn the fight on his side? He said he was slick. And if you let a veteran fighter hang around Nino Sandoval, you give him an opportunity to steal some rounds, and then give him momentum. Here's why you can't play with your food. You got to put things away.
Yeah, and that's when the veteran's experience comes in, and they take over in the later rounds.
Boogeyman having an excellent 7th round. 10 seconds to go. And that blood is Grant's blood from his nose. And we're done with 7. We're headed into the 8th and final.
It was a really good round.
Interesting.
You see there the uppercut by Stevens. You know, catching him there. Counter. You know, he's seen Flores through a jab, a little lazy jab, and Stevens just countered it. That big left hand right there. Stunned Flores a little bit. You can see the buckle legs a little bit. But he recovered well. He finished the round pretty strong. See Stevens' corner, you know, hyping him up.
Yeah, they're fired up.
Yeah, they're really fired up. It's going to be a good round. Last and final round.
Last couple rounds have been good for Stevens. So you see a little knot underneath the right eye of Grant Flores. Blood from the nose of Grant Flores. That happened in the last couple rounds. And the corner for Stevens, Brandon Clark is just saying, knock him out. I mean, you went down hard twice in the second. You have to. Now Stevens is talking to Flores.
Yeah, it became a brawl fight now. Look, going back and forth.
That's a good shot from Flores. Haven't seen that in a while. Brandon Clark, the trainer for Stevens, is just about to lose his voice. He's just been yelling. And he told him, I need a knockdown. You can hear him say that. Did Grant Flores get tired? Is conditioning? Like, he does not look right the last couple rounds.
Yeah, he's looking a little slow. You can see that he's breathing a little bit harder.
Boogeyman bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah, he's still on there. He's still hanging. He's throwing punches. You know, there's something that we can't down for Flores. That's his heart. You know, he's leaving it on in the ring.
Yeah, but Stevens had more activity. This is what the development of a young fighter, the matchmaking, the back and forth. Like, what would Flores do with a guy who hasn't been in the ring in a couple of years? He looked strong in the beginning of the fight, but not now. Less than a minute to go in the fight. Right hand from Flores. That dropped him, or did he get pushed down? The referee says he got pushed down.
That right hand landed clean. He did push him a little bit.
I'll give Stevens a lot of credit. I thought he was done early. I didn't think we'd get this far, but he dug deep, battled. And the last couple rounds coming alive. And he's frustrated Grant Flores. And that is going to be a knockdown. That was it, and that'll seal it for Flores. Third time tonight that Stevens goes down. Eight good rounds between Grant Flores and Rashid Stevens. We'll go to the scorecards on an evening where Stevens was dropped 3 times, twice in the second and once in the 8th.
It was a good fight. Great experience by Flores. You know, he's going to learn a lot from this fight.
All right, so far tonight, 5 fights done, 5 more to go at 5 o'clock. You'll need DAZN. This was the last free fight for you on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Thanks for everybody hanging out on the YouTube page, for the comments. We appreciate you. The engagement, for the shares, the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the Golden Boy YouTube page. See great exclusive behind-the-scene coverage as we lead up to Fight Week every single time. And credit to Stevens right there. Haven't been in the ring in a couple years. Battled and made it a competitive fight. So it goes judge's decision. Don Divergence, Giovanni Varela, and Jack Reese will be making the decision. Golden Boy matchmaker Javier Razo there. Barton Stevens to test Grant Flores, and let's see what the judges' scorecards are going to have. As Mark Fratto, our ring announcer, has the cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Anaheim, let's make some noise for these two fighters going all 8 rounds tonight in the center of the ring. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Giovanni Varela scored this one 77-72. Jack Reese had it 78-71, and Don Diverges 79-70. All 3 judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated from Coachella, California, Grant Flores.
So unanimous decision victory for Grant Flores, who improves at 13-0. Also victories tonight for Caden Griffiths, Fabian Guzman, Jumba Garcia, and Leo Sanchez. Great job by them. Top of the hour, you'll need DAZN. Make sure you download the DAZN app to see the Arnold Barboza, Kenneth Sims Jr. fight. Ricardo Sandoval, that was your first broadcast. 5 good fights. How'd you feel?
I feel at the beginning I was a little nervous, but no, as it started easing in, I got comfortable, and it's not that bad. I really enjoyed it.
All right, well, I will check you out in your fight pretty soon as you try to bring more belts back to Southern California. You'll be fighting pretty soon. Keep you up to date with Ricardo Sandoval. For everybody behind the scenes and everybody at Golden Boy, thanks for watching. I'm Beto Duran. Have yourself a good night from the Honda Center.
Every fighter here is going to fight as hard as he can.
Arnold Barboza Jr. My people are here from LA, baby. It's a dream come true, and I've been training hard. It's like I've been working towards this. I earned it, not give it to them.
I'm knocking people out. I'm making people see me.